And we are live. How's everybody doing tonight? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and you're watching and/or listening to ABL Live. Thank y'all for joining me tonight. You could be almost anywhere in the world, but you're right here with me live on the show, and I appreciate y'all for that. We got a whole lot going on all over the internets, all over the mainstream media, social media, everywhere, and I don't know where to start. First of all, the viral food critic Keith Lee had to cancel the California, specifically Bay Area wing of his food tour. He had to cut it short because of all the nonsense happening in that particular part of the world. Also, Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank fame, from business fame, defended Donald Trump against this $370 million lawsuit. We'll talk about that a little bit more a little bit later. Also, Ray Epps got a slap on the wrist at best. And the media are jumping through hoops of fire to defend this guy. I don't know why, when any other person, even loosely associated with January 6th, they want to paint as the next coming of the funny mustache guy. We'll talk about that a little bit more a little bit later. Also, Alaska Airlines offering $1,500 to people who were on the door plug flight. We'll talk about that a little bit more a little bit later. Plus, I have quite a few exclusive videos not shown yet, or any videos on my channel. We'll talk about all those things and much more on tonight's episode of ABL Live. And I thank y'all again for being here. You guys are the best audience anywhere on these internets. If you like what you're hearing so far, if you enjoy the content in general, please give the video a thumbs up. Also, like the video, share the video, do all of that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. We got a whole lot going on, a whole lot of new videos, and I appreciate y'all for being here. You guys are the best. What are we going to get into? There's a whole lot we have to discuss. Before we get into anything, shout out to the sponsors. Y'all know how I do. Shout out to patriotpost.us, your best source of news and information anywhere on these internets. Their link will be in the description. Also, you can go to their website directly, patriotpost.us, and tell them that ABL sent you. Also, check out my regular website, anthonyblogan.com. That is ANTHONY, the letter B, LOGAN.com. Go to the front page of the website. We have articles for each video that I produce. And in these articles, you're able to find sources from left, right, independent, local, national, political, not political, whatever you want. I got it right there on the website. I got full videos. I got uncensored clips, whatever you need for your news consumption, as long as I can post it legally and it won't get sent to the penitentiary, Bit Rocks, Little Rocks. It'll be right there on the website, anthonyblogan.com. Also, go to the contact page of the website, anthonyblogan.com/contact. You can find my email address, my snail mail address, my social media accounts, my Facebook, Twitter, not going to call it X, Instagram. All that good stuff is right there on the website, anthonyblogan.com/contact. And as I always say in every single stream, just to drop the point home, please beware of scammers. They exist all over the interwebs, all over your regular everyday life. They are here on YouTube. They are on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. They're everywhere. But especially on YouTube, what'll happen is I'll post a brand new video. You guys will comment, and then someone will reply to your comment who has my picture. They stole my picture, their name, it kind of looks like my name. They stole my name, stole my picture, and they're trying to scam you out of your hard-earned money. Do not send these people any money. Do not converse with them on some random janky email address. My email is very simple. contact@anthonyblogan.com. And if you can't remember, you could just easily Google me, find my website, and go to the contact page. Everything is right there. There's no need for you to remember my email address. Just go to my website. It'll be right there. If the email is, I am living in Nigeria in a 15-man, 100-square-foot hovel, and I'm going to rob you at hotmail.com, that's probably not going to be an appropriate email to send $5 million exchanged to iTunes gift cards to. Okay, so I advise you don't do that. If some Lithuanian dude is weighing 45 million pounds, laying on his bed on some rock floor in some random podunk city, okay, and they got to get a cherry picker to get him out the crib, if he is emailing you, I suggest you don't send him a dime. If you want to contribute to my show, there's all types of links right here in the box. There's all kind of stuff right there on the website. It's very easy to contribute to this show, to me specifically, if your heart desires. All right, we got PayPal, Cash App, we got regular Super Chat. Whatever you want to do, that's fine. But whatever you do, don't send your hard-earned money. I don't care if it's 1 red cent. Do not send that to some random scammer on these interwebs trying to get your hard-earned money from you. Don't nobody got time for that. It's 2024. All right. Now, we got a lot to go through. There's a whole lot going on. Shout out to you guys. I'm glad you're here. You could be almost anywhere in the world, but you're right here with me live on the show. And I almost forgot ABLmerch.com. We got the hats, t-shirts, stickers, hoodies, mugs, and more right there on the website, ABLmerch.com, ABLmerch.com. Okay. We have quite a bit to get through here. So, and I'm seeing some of the super chats early. Shout out to Apu Bakar, All Puff Daddy. Shout out to all you guys. And shout out to you guys on the Facebook. I appreciate y'all for watching me over there as well. I appreciate it. Whatever platform you're on, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Also, you're listening to a podcast right now. It'll be available on your favorite audio streaming platforms, whether they be Google Play, Spotify, Apple, iTunes, etc. That link will be in the description, or just go to your favorite audio streaming platform and search ABL Live. I should pop right on up. All right. So we have a whole lot to jump through today. Now, I don't know where to start. We're going to start with some videos, but I'm not sure which one I'm going to get to first. I think I want to start with Creepy Sleepy. Okay. I want to start with Creepy Sleepy. Y'all already know who I'm talking about. I don't need to say his real name, his first or last name, or his title. When I say Creepy Sleepy, you know what comes next. All right. So I think we're going to play him, and then I'm going to play a clip from our dearly departed about how to handle these types of situations that Creepy Sleepy seems to always find himself in. All right. So let's check this out right quick and throw it on the screen. Here we go. This is your man, Joe. I'm not sure where he is. Is he in Iowa? Is he in D.C., in Philadelphia, Wilmington? But this is the kind of thing that he does. Now, be prepared to cringe. One thing you will do on this show is cringe. All right? So let's check this out. Then we're going to see the proper way to handle these situations. All right?
Do you confidence in Secretary Austin?
I do.
I'm sorry. Good. How you doing?
Was it a lapse in judgment for him not to tell you earlier?
Yeah.
So Creepy Sleepy is whispering on some random young lady's ear. For what reason, I have no idea. Who is that? Is that his granddaughter? I don't think so. Is that his niece? Who is this person right here? Why are you doing this? This is a thing that he always does, and he seems to get away with it.
Do you confidence in Secretary Austin?
I do.
I'm sorry. Good. How you doing?
And she's moving away like, okay, sir, can you back up off me?
Was it a lapse in judgment?
Like, can you back up, please, sir? You want to give me about a few more inches of room? Give me about 2 more feet of room. Get up off me, all right? I can smell your son's cocaine all in your shirt. Let's just get a little bit of room. That's your man. He always does this. For what reason, I have no idea. I don't want you whispering on me. I don't want you all down my neck. This right here, I'm calling the authorities. Anybody else, they're going to get escorted out the building. All right. She very uncomfortable. Very, very uncomfortable. Now that you've seen this from your alleged president, 81 million votes allegedly. Now that you've seen this, let's see how a man should behave himself around children. Now, this is going to be Bernie Mac. R.I.P. to the Mac man, Bernie Mac. And shout out to Dom Luker for posting this. Now, if you guys don't know who Bernie Mac is, obviously he was a comedian, an actor. I think he was in Kill Bill, if I'm not mistaken. You guys correct me if I'm wrong. But this is his on a set of his show back in the day called The Bernie Mac Show. He had a show on network television. I believe it might have been on cable. Can't really remember. But anyway, this is a photo shoot that they're doing, and you're seeing what they're trying to do. When I say they, I mean the production team. You're going to see what they're trying to do and what Bernie Mac did not allow to happen. This kind of flies in the face of the Harvey Weinstein and the Puff Daddy and all those allegations against those guys. Obviously, Bernie Mac was a different breed. Check it out.
Actually, on the lap, you're sitting. Did you wait?
No.
It would be her. Abby, isn't Jeremy on the other side? Where am I? I'm going to show you. Ow! All right, Bernie. He's actually going to sit on your lap. No? Okay. Do we have it in the alpha box? We can sit right there.
So you see what's going on. Now, they're doing the photo shoot with his TV kids, and the director, assistant, whoever, is trying to get the boy to sit on Bernie Mac's lap. Bernie says, no, we're not going to do that. You sit right next to me. You're not going to sit on my knee, on my leg, on my lap. We're not going to do that emasculating thing. Okay, you're going to sit right over here. We're not going to have you go that direction. And I saw an interview from the young man in this clip. He's not in the industry anymore, I don't believe, but he seems to be well adjusted, like a regular, normal person, not these Hollywood kids that turn out like Miley Cyrus and like during her whole crazy phase. So shout out to Bernie Mac for doing the right thing, being a good guy in Hollywood, which unfortunately is a rare find. R.I.P. to Bernie Mac, man. All right. So yeah, that's how you do it, Joe. That's how you handle yourself as a man, Joe. All right. Harvey Weinstein, Puff Daddy, all these people, you know what I mean? They do things a little bit differently, allegedly, perhaps. Bill Cosby, Weinstein, all these people. Hollywood's a weird place, but I'll move on. Now, we have a lot more to get through here. I want to show you guys something that you might kind of be a little bit surprised by. And when I say this, well, what I'm going to show you, you might not be surprised by. But hold on, before I get to that, shout out to Shell Zan, who says, my son saw the Ninja Turtles short, didn't know it was you. He loved it. Shout out to you, son. I'm glad that he appreciated that. That short is going crazy right now. It's like, I don't know what it is right now on Instagram. The Jewish Mutant Ninja Turtles, Dreidels in the Half Shell, Tor Power. That right there, that's going, what is it right now? 29.5 million on Instagram by itself, and it's kind of doing pretty well on other platforms. That was just a random freestyle. I wrote it on Twitter and then just said it. And matter of fact, I think I did that 5 minutes before a live show, before the Saturday show last week, I think. Like 5 minutes before I just did it and threw it up. But anyway, let me come back here. But shout out to you, son. And thank y'all for watching. Now, Don Lemon, speaking about shows, Don Lemon, of course, got let go by the Comedy News Network, by CNN, and he is going to come back. And by the way, that was not Urkel, Jaleel White. That was not Jaleel White in the Bernie Mac clip. I forget the young man's name, but that was not Urkel. But anyway, so Don Lemon is coming back with a new show, and it's going to be exclusively on Twitter. Some may call it X, but I'm going to call it Twitter. Okay? So the headline here says, well, this is not really a headline. This is just this guy. It says, Don Lemon will share his opinions in a 30-minute episode 3 times a week on X. It will debut exclusively on X. Now, here is my question to you guys. Do you think this show is going to be good? Also, do you appreciate Twitter's decision to have Tucker Carlson, Don Lemon? Look, personally, I say, if you don't want to deal with the old school legacy media, then venture out and do other things. get your own sponsors, put your own money up, do it yourself rather than relying upon these old school networks. You guys may or may not know, but at one point, Don Lemon was more conservative than he is right now. When he was on CNN, he was super far left. But before that, he was more of a centrist. He was actually not that bad. Don Lemon was, put it to you this way, in my opinion, Don Lemon was almost the equivalent of Fox host today. And that's supposedly the so-called conservative platform. I can't really tell. I'll talk about Fox a little bit later. But now let's check this out. This is 2013 Don Lemon. All right. Again, on CNN, this is 2013 Don Lemon. Now I'm going to play this, and you got to ask yourself if this kind of talk is what he's going to have on a new Twitter show. Would you consider watching? And even if you didn't, would you think that he would be different than he was toward the end of CNN days? Let's check it out.
Because black people, if you really want to fix the problem, here's just 5 things that you should think about doing. Here's number 5. And if this doesn't apply to you, if you're not doing this, then it doesn't apply to you. I'm not talking about you. Here's number 5. Pull up your pants. Walking around with your ass and your underwear showing is not okay. In fact, it comes from prison when they take away belts from the prisoner so that they can't make a weapon.
Let's pause right here. Now, this is not AI. This is real. I remember watching this on CNN back then, and he's live on CNN. Like you see right here, 2013, this was Don Lemon speaking.
And then it evolved into which role a prisoner would have during male-on-male prison sex. The one with the really low pants is a submissive one. You get my point? Number 4 now is the N-word.
Uh-oh.
By promoting the use of that word when it's not germane to the conversation, have you ever considered that you may just be perpetuating the stereotype the massa intended, acting like a nigger? Now number 3.
Not the hard R on TV, Don Lemon. Whoa.
Respect where you live. Start small by not dropping trash, littering in your own communities. I've lived in several predominantly white neighborhoods in my life. I rarely, if ever, witness people littering. I live in Harlem now. It's an historically black neighborhood. Every single day I see adults and children dropping their trash on the ground when a garbage can is just feet away. Just being honest here. Number 2, finish school. You want to break the cycle of poverty? Stop telling kids are acting white because they go to school.
Now, can we pause for a minute? And sorry, pardon the freeze frame, Don. But can we just pause? Do you see this financial amount right here? This is, again, 2013 Don Lemon on CNN. This says high school dropouts average $19,000. What are you going to do in 2024 with $19,000 a year? That is less than what professional crack smokers bring in California. And tell me I'm a liar. I doubt that you'd be able to. You can smoke crack for a living and get paid more than that by way of government benefits, maybe even straight cash with UBI and things of this nature. But I digress.
Because they go to school or they speak proper English. A high school dropout makes on average $19,000 a year. A high school graduate makes $28,000 a year. A college graduate makes $51,000 a year. Over the course of a career, a college grad will make nearly $1 million more than a high school graduate. That's a lot of money. And number 1, and probably the most important, just because you can have a baby, it doesn't mean you should, especially without planning for one or getting married first. More than 72% of children in the African American community are born out of wedlock. That means absent fathers. And the studies show that lack of a male role model is an express train right to prison. And the cycle continues.
So there you have it. That was, again, 2013 Don Lemon live on CNN. Now, do you guys think he would go more back toward that type of talk? Or would he get more into the left and all the woke stuff? I want him to be more of a centrist. If he can be more centrist on Twitter, I might watch. and you might get some good clips from him. And what I want him to do is to interview people that he may have interviewed on CNN. One thing about being on these network TV shows, you're constricted. You can't really say certain things. You can't really do certain things. You can't really totally express yourself the way you want to. This is why Tucker is now like unleashed. If you guys watch his Twitter show, it's different than he was on Fox. You saw what happened with the whole Dominion and the lawsuits, and you can't say certain things on television. Remember that show? Some of you old guys out there like me, you can't do that on television. That's the reality of people who work for a Fox, MS-13 DNC, CNN, ABC, CBS, etc. That's their reality. But once you break away from that and get more into the alternative media space, start your own network, then you're more free to kind of do what you want. So y'all let me know what you think. I'm going to watch it and I'm going to give you guys a review because that's kind of part of what I do. Sometimes I watch things that others don't really want to see, others don't really want to watch, and I will give you guys a review. Now, speaking about employees and employers, I'm going to play some of this long video. This is about someone who got laid off and their reaction. I'll play a little bit of it, and then I'm going to give you what I think the proper reaction to laying off should be, to being laid off should be. Okay, check it out. Now, first of all, this person is recording themselves on TikTok as they're in the process of getting laid off over a Zoom call. That's the first thing that you probably shouldn't be doing, is recording this type of interaction, because you may be performative just for content's sake. And you don't want to do stuff like that when your career is on the line, when your future prospects are on the line. That's the first thing. But this caption says, POV, you're about to get laid off. And this person puts their name on there. They say their name is Brittany, and they account executive at Cloudflare. Oh, well, the caption says she records her layoff experience at Cloudflare. Now, I use Cloudflare. Shout out to them. They're a pretty good company from what I know. I use them from my website. They're a pretty good company. I don't know all the internal workings and all the back and forth between the employers and the employees, but let's check it out. It says her coworkers have been getting random 15-minute call invites all day. So I guess she realizes that she's about to get laid off. Now, that's crazy. You get laid off like this through Zoom. Is that how they do it nowadays? I've not been in corporate America, so I don't know what you guys are going through.
Hey, Brittany.
Hi.
Yes, I'm so sorry. My name's Rosie. I'm just joining the call. Nice to meet you. I'm on the HR team.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy, HR. Hey, what do you guys think when HR comes into the call? Oh man, did I do something? Am I about to get locked up? Am I about to get fired? What's going on? Are they going to give me a decrease in my pay? What's happening?
Hi, Brittany.
Hi.
Thanks for meeting with me and Rosie. We have an important meeting today. We've finished our evaluations of 2023 performance. This is where you have not met Cloudflare expectations for performance. We've decided to part ways with you.
Yeah, I'm going to stop you right there.
See, look, you know what? Okay, when you realize you're about to get fired, you're about to get laid off, there's no purpose. See, this video is at the 49-second mark. It should be no longer than 1 minute. No longer than 1 minute. Let them get through their whole thing, say what they got to say. Thank you for the opportunity, and hopefully we could cross paths again in the future. Something cordial like that. Thank you for the opportunity. I appreciate you guys. You have a nice day. All this back and forth arguing, don't even do it. I'm going to play a little bit more of this, and then I'll stop, and I'll get you guys' reaction.
Sure.
So I started August 25th. I've been on a 3-month ramp, and then it was 3 weeks of December, and then a week of Christmas, and then here we are. I have had the highest activity amongst my team. Since I've started, I have had 3 contracts out, done a really great job managing my deals up until the very end. That
you know what, they could be actually lying to you. They could be lying. This could just be cost cutting. It doesn't really matter why you're getting fired. The whole point is that you're getting fired. So all this right here, all this talk is not even necessary.
Decided not to close last minute. So I don't think that makes a lot of sense for me in my Cloudflare journey here so far. Also, every single one-on-one I've had with my manager, every conversation I've had with him, he has been giving me nothing but I am doing a great job. I have had great activity. I have really great meetings. I'm picking up the products very quickly, and things have been going really, really well. I make really great relationships with my clients. So I disagree that my performance hasn't been, I haven't met performance expectations.
Look, your opinion is irrelevant. I want to get to what they say in response. What they're doing right now, they're not interrupting. They're letting her vent. They're letting her vent. They're letting her get it off her chest. But ultimately, whatever she says will not make a difference in the decision.
When I certainly have, just because I haven't closed anything officially.
I hear you.
Also, why are you doing this and not my manager? Not, we've never met, so this seems a little odd that my manager has no idea that this has been happening and the director has no idea that this has been happening.
It's above them at this point. They have no control over what's going on. Okay, there's people above all of them that make decisions, shareholders or whoever's in charge. It's like, look, okay, Cloudflare, we're losing money. A lot of these big tech companies, they hired a lot during the scamdemic, and now they're starting to cut. That's the bottom line. They could tell you, oh, well, the reason is because of your performance. It didn't meet expectations, blah, blah, blah. But ultimately, we're just trying to get you out the way. So go ahead and accept this and move on. I want to hear from him, and then I'm going to cut it.
So I'm just definitely confused. And I would love like an explanation that makes sense.
100%. Real quick, let me carve out the two threads. The latter of why I'm on this conversation, I'll put that one to the second half, and Rosie might be better to explain the process of who's giving this information in the prior piece, which is your feedback and notes about your performance. So let me add a little color context to that. So just for clarification, you are not being singled out in this. Your peers are also being collectively assessed on performance. This is a collective calibration for Cloudflare. So I just want to clarify that piece.
This language that they use, is that how they talk in corporate America? All these, like, this is not commonly used phrases in the English language. Am I off when I say that? Or am I just out of the loop? Okay, am I around too many uncouth people? Listen, I've been around politicians. I've been around people in government, like federal government, local government, all of that, like actual people that make decisions, and they don't talk like this. This is more of a corporate type of language. I think that's maybe suited for lawyers to hear when you're talking about court cases, because I think somebody said it in the chat. They were like, this is proof of unemployment. So when you go for unemployment, try to get your money, you can present this maybe as proof. I don't really know how that would work, but that's not how you would normally talk. Basically, what I heard through all of that language is, well, it's not just you being fired, it's your whole team. She even said at the beginning that her colleagues have been getting phone calls for 50 minutes all day. Little short phone calls to get fired, basically. That's what's happening. All right, Dana says, yes, ABL work for corporate office and very large global company. Yeah, so you pretty much, I think I'm right on it. I won't play too much more of that, but where is this? This is on Ian Miles Chong's page. All right. And what he said right here, saying that it makes you look worse for future employers. Yeah, because the way that jobs are, from what I know, is that it's not going to last forever all the time. If you have like a corporate job that's easily expendable, it's not going to last forever. So you may lose it. Now it's time to go to another job. Don't do anything that's going to damage your reputation, because look, okay, I'm working at Cloudflare. Let's say I'm not sure where Cloudflare is headquartered. Maybe it's in Silicon Valley, maybe not. But there's a bunch of other companies in Silicon Valley that may need my skill set. So, okay, thank you for having me. I appreciate it. Now I'm going to go apply at a bunch of other places. I'm going to keep Cloudflare on my resume, and then I move on. Ain't no point doing all that extra stuff. That's just me. Now, one thing about it, if you have skills that are not so disposable, working with your hands, things of this nature, highly skilled in this sense, then you have more job security, or you can have your own company, do your own thing. And even if you do get fired from a place where you use your hands, if you're an employee, you probably have a better chance of being able to find a new position quickly, because when you have high skills working with your hands, that's going to be a rare talent. But just working at a desk and your skill isn't really that coveted and it's kind of coming, then all of this right here that she was talking about, it just kind of does nothing. And especially if you have high skills, it does nothing. But I wanted to show that right quick because a lot of that kind of thing is going on social media. People just posting what they're going through on an everyday basis might not be a good thing. And I wanted to get you guys' point of view. If you are in corporate America, I know you guys can relate. All right. Let me see. Retro AI says there are very high stress sales jobs are like this. Yeah, I've heard about that. Back when I was trying to get into the corporate workplace, I was advised to get into sales because during my interviews, I would always charm the people and they would say, hey, man, you'd be great for sales. And I never really put two and two together. I could have done that, but I just really didn't. I was just trying to I don't know what I was trying to do. I was trying to get into my field that I was in, which was graphic design, trying to be an artist, trying to be a starving artist is what I wanted to do. And I did pretty well in that, but I could have done sales as well. But I digress. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all of that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Now, just a random video I saw on the interwebs. This is Kansas City, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's what the caption says. It looks like the North Pole. It looks like outside of Santa Claus house. It looks very cold. Now, this is part of the reason why I do not live in the northern cold climate. Okay, I don't do cold. I don't do cold. I got the tropical blood in me. Give me 85 degrees, 90 degrees. I'd rather it be 100 degrees with full humidity. I'm talking about 100 degrees and it's so humid. As soon as you exit your home, you instantly sweating. I'd rather that than any kind of cold temperature. I'm just no fan. But here's an example of a refrigerator that usually keeps drinks cold, actually keeping them warmer than the outside, but still cold. So check it out. So you got a fridge with water and beers and whatnot in there. I don't see no Bud Lights, but different story. And you're going to see the effect of it. Man, look, if it's so cold in your particular neck of the woods that kind of thing is going on, where you take a bottle of water out of the fridge, expose it to the elements outside, and within 10 seconds, it freezes solid. If that's going on, it's too cold. Okay, I'm good. If it's colder, if it's warmer inside of a refrigerator than outside, I think I'm in the wrong place, don't you think? If you're able to keep food fresh for a while in this particular environment because it's cold, but it's still warmer than the outside, I'm good. I don't see the purpose of being that cold. If you guys enjoy the cold, you guys enjoy going snowboarding and things of this nature. If you guys like that, then more power to you, but I can't do nothing for it. Oh, Naomi B says, would I rather live in freezing cold or Los Angeles? Man, look. Good grief. That's like asking, do I want to get shot by an arrow or shot by a bullet? I mean, it's pros and cons. It really is. Freezing cold, the climate is terrible. But at least I don't live around just feverish crackheads all over the place. You know, bitter cold and crack is kind of a awkward combination. Okay, you typically don't see a bunch of meth smokers outside during the brutal cold. Maybe you guys in Canada do. Maybe I got that Royal Mountie blood in you to where cold temperatures are nothing. You could just be outside all day long and it's fine. But typically, crack smokers, meth smokers don't like the frigid cold. They like to go to Los Angeles for that reason, because it's not cold and it's not really a rainy place. It doesn't really rain too much. But when it does rain, my goodness. Look, LA, when it's cold and rainy, is probably the worst place on earth. When it's sunny, it's tolerable. As long as you don't live in gangland and you got to dodge bullets in the house that costs you $600,000 in the ghetto with bars on it. I mean, anyway, I'm getting triggered talking about LA. I'll come back to California a little bit later. Retro AI, look, it's a no-win scenario. Okay, it is a no-win scenario. I can't do nothing. I can't do nothing for it. And you know, Virginia was weird because I grew up on the beach, that area, but toward the end of me living there, it was snow every year. Even on the beach, it was a strange thing. So I got to experience the sun and the fun on the beach, and also like blizzards in the same year in the same place. I didn't like the blizzards too much. Give me the sun and fun all day long. People don't really go like, okay, you're talking about a vacation spot, right? People don't really flock to cold places en masse for vacation. I mean, they do go to Aspen and the Smoky Mountains here in Tennessee. Yeah, but it's not the same way as going to Cancun or Miami or LA even. It's not quite the same way. But I digress. Here's some cringe for you. You guys may have seen these videos where people say, I'm an X, Y, and Z. Of course I do X, Y, and Z. You guys have seen these cringe videos. Now, I got one for you. This is from the TikTok called 4 Fab Fatties. That's right. 4 Fab as in fabulous fatties. Okay? And it's not going to be anything other than cringe. So let's watch, shall we? Like I say, if I got to cringe, you got to cringe as well. So let's cringe together. How about that? Let's get a little bit of sound. That might help. RIP headphone users.
We're fat girls. We eat what we want when we want to. We're fat girls. Of course we're going to ask for a table instead of a booth.
We're fat girls. Of course I ordered enough to have leftovers.
We're fat girls. Of course I'm learning to honor my hunger cues. We're fat girls. Of course we save some for later.
We're fat girls. Of course we take up space. Sorry, not sorry.
We're fat girls. Of course we're unlearning generational fat phobia.
We're fat.
We're unlearning generational fat phobia. What does that mean? I mean, that's that woke language right there.
We're fat girls. We're worthy exactly as we are.
Oh no! wait! I was ready for that one. I didn't need all that. Okay, I did not need all of that extra stuff. All right. So yeah, shout out to the 4 Fat Fatties on the Twitters. Pardon me, on TikTok. Hey, we're fat girls. Of course, we're going to have a table rather than a. If you weigh a lot, that's fine. But I hope that you don't. If you weigh a lot, I hope you don't get on the TikToks and do stuff like this. Now, I have more that I'm going to get into. I'm gonna get some insight from a doctor that is not very helpful. This will not be very helpful insight from a doctor, and this is part of the reason why the 4 Fab Fatties TikTok exists. Okay, so let's check this out right here. This is I'm gonna show the Blair White clip, and then I'm gonna show the doctor. Now, for context, I've played this before, but it's appropriate to show right now. Blair White is a man, so you guys won't be in her DMs. This is a man. If you guys want to go to his DMs and holler at him, then, hey, man, rock out. Personally, I don't like women that got, I don't like women who are not women, put it to you that way. I don't got to get more graphic than that. But this clip is about this person talking about all the fat influencers who died because they're fat.
Just because I'm fat, that doesn't invalidate the things that I say.
She died.
Another fat talker is dead.
You ready to get supersized?
She died too.
Heart failure kills body positivity activist at 37.
Today I got the big Fruit Loop.
He's dead.
Viral food eater dead at 33.
Join me on my Fat Positive radio show, which didn't last long because she died.
Fat studies academic Dr. Cat pause. I mean, these headlines read like artificial intelligence parodies of what actual headlines should be. Fat studies academic Dr. Kat Pause's work ridiculed online days before her death. What work are we talking about? The work you put in at Golden Corral, at the buffet, on a chimichangas, at McDonald's, Burger King, KFC, Popeyes, Longhorn Steakhouse, Outback Steakhouse. That kind of work, the work you put in on your 15 dinner plates. Okay, let me stop. Shout out to the fat talkers. Please don't glorify that. If you're trying to lose weight, you're in the battle, then great. I've been there with you. I'm your ally. Now, here's a doctor, an internal medicine doctor at Cedars-Sinai, says it's totally okay to be fat and unhealthy. All right? That's what she says. Now, let's check it out. And again, according to the CDC, obesity-related disease is the leading cause of death in America. That's right. Beyond crack smoking, alcohol, all of that. Let's check it out.
Here's my hot take as a doctor. I totally agree. It is okay to be fat. We don't say that enough, but it needs to be normalized. If you are fat, that is okay. It is typically not a problem that requires immediate solving. It is not an emergency. You don't have to drop everything in the pursuit of being not fat. Erin said this other thing in a different video that I totally agree with as well, is that it is okay to not be healthy. We act like it is this moral failing.
Okay, so this person, again, TikTok, I've said it before. TikTok is the Antichrist. TikTok is a virus on your phone. Now, her caption right here says, to be clear, being fat is not the same as being unhealthy. Many fat people are very healthy. Okie dokie, cool.
This cardinal sin that you deserve a scarlet letter if you are not healthy. And there's a name for that, and that's called healthism. Now, don't get me wrong. In my line of work, there's a lot of people that I see that want to gain weight, lose weight, take other measures that they think will improve their health in some way. And by all means, that's what we're here for. We're here to help you with that and be supportive of that. But a good doctor will not judge you for being fat. They will not judge you for being unhealthy. They will not judge the decisions that you made or the decisions that were made for you, which is the much more likely scenario that got you to the point where you are right now. We're here to help you.
Now, the thing about it is, this is a doctor. This is an actual doctor. Hold on, let me just get it right. Internal medicine doctor at Cedars-Sinai. This is not some just random normie. This is a real doctor who's saying this. And this is part of the reason why these people act like it's not really a big deal to be gigantic. And she's talking about, well, doctor's not going to judge you or whatever. You know, I know one man who doesn't mind calling you out. He doesn't mind just calling it how he sees it. Okay. I know one man who's cringing right now. Okay. This man right here begs to differ. This man, Dr. Now, has entered the chat, and I don't think he's very happy with what he just saw on the TV screen. Okay. Now, if I had a good Dr. Now impression, I'd do it. You must lose the weight. You come fat. I can't do him yet. I gotta get my impression of Dr. Now down, and then I'll debut it for you guys. But I think that he would think differently. All right. So yeah, shout out to him. Nah, she's a real doctor. Shout out to you, Carl Sims, real doctor.
With the changes that you want to make. And if you are someone who wants to lose weight for health purposes, and there are certain scenarios where losing weight can be health promoting, we're here to help you with that. We are also here to help you if you decide to not make any changes at all.
So, okay, we have lip fillers because we're puckering our lips. Thank you, no thank you. I'm good on that. This lady's a nut, man. And if you have these people as doctors, man, we got a problem. But you know, there's always been quacks. It's a word for bad doctors called quacks. We need to bring some of these old school terms back. Okay, quack for a bad doctor. Fat if you are fat. I've been fat before. It's fine. I was fat when I was fat, and now I'm not fat no more. I'm healthy. I'm slender. I'm more athletic. Back then, I looked like I would eat hamburgers for a living. That's because what I did. Hamburgers, pizza, all that good stuff. Yeah, that was my diet. Give me a honey bun, no microwave, straight out the pack. I'm eating the honey bun with the pack like halfway on it. I'm opening the honey bun and using the pack to consume it at the bottom, right? And then when the honey bun's at the base of the plastic, I'm opening the plastic and just boom, banging the last piece straight on out. Wash that down with a Coca-Cola, no diet, straight sugar, right in my blood veins. That's fat and it's unhealthy. Okie dokie. So yeah, shout out to Dr. Lip Fillers for telling us it's not really a big deal to be fat. But I digress. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Now, okay, we have a confused person speaking about gender ideology. Now, guess that gender. All right, guess that gender.
I want to try to define my gender, but it's really hard in 60 seconds, so I'm going to talk really fast. I'm gender fluid, and here's how that works for me. Most of the time, I'm one of two, modes or mindsets. Most of the time, I am this weird amalgamation of, genders and vibes and essence and just be.
Genders and vibes and essence? What is that? What is that? Is that like fairy dust? Is that the cool kids' way of saying fairy dust? Back in my day, here's old man shakes fist at cloud. Back in my day, we called that fairy dust.
That I literally cannot define. I don't know. You're just going to have to take my word for it. It's like the universe. It's like ever flowing. There's sparkles and it's just it changes over.
Ain't that what I just said? Fairy dust is sparkle in the universe. Yeah, that's what I said. So shout out to her. I mean, undefined gender.
Time, and it moves through each other, and it's never one thing. And then other majority of the time I'm just a void. There's nothing there. There's just an absence, and I don't know how else to describe it. So either everything or nothing. Those are the two that I'm usually in. But then every once in a while, and I don't know where it comes from, but I'll just be thrust back into a binary. I'll just be sitting there chilling, enjoying my life, and then all of a sudden I'm a man? Who asked?
Okie dokie. So there you have it. Hey, I just see confusion. I see confused young people who are being led astray by a lot of times their teachers in school, K through 12, who are grooming them. Their parents don't know any better. Their parents on drugs, don't know any better. You got television, internet, the Antichrist called TikTok, all these different things influencing these young people. And then they get to be an adult and they don't know which way to turn. They have no idea. Okay. Then they want to try to holler at the therapist on the same wave that they're on or worse. It's a mess, man. So if you got youngins out there, please raise your kids right, because if you don't, they're going to grow up totally confused, making TikToks and just not really understanding what's going on. All right. And again, TikTok, that's got to be the worst thing in the world. Oh, we have an update here. We have an update. I found the video of the sentencing for the courtroom jumper. Remember the courtroom jumper? My man that leapt over the bench and attacked the judge and attacked the officers behind the bench. I have the new video of the sentencing that the charges he got from the new judge. All right. Let me see if I can find a better video or no. I think I'm good. I think last time I read the charges, but I didn't have the new ones. Okay, so first things first, we're gonna check out the old video. We're gonna check out the old Spider-Man Superman video right here.
A taste of something else, because
I just can't with that history. In accordance with the laws of the state of Nevada, this court...
Man, look. Judge Judy, when she said she's surprised he didn't get deleted before he hit the actual bench, is right on. Look, if I'm the officer right here, I'm not really trying to go fisticuffs with you at that point. I'm not really trying to do all that. You didn't already leapt over the bench and attacked the judge. Man, look, whatever kind of weapon I got, you're going to get it. Whatever I got, you're going to get it. As long as I'm not going to injure anybody near me. I'm talking about I'm going to Rodney King you. I'm going to hit you with a taser. If I got a pistol and it's not going to hit anybody in the crowd, I'm going to let it off. But probably Rodney King status, you getting the asp all in your head, man, please. You getting the concussion. You're getting a concussion, okay? Straight, and like Antonio, you're going to have CTE when I'm done with you. Straight up. You hopping over the bench? Are you dumb? But anyway, so we have the updated video of the charges.
Mr.
All right, let's check it out.
Redden, have you been given a copy of the criminal complaint this morning?
Yes, I have been given one.
You're being charged with count 1, attempt murder, victim 60 years of age or older, a felony. Count 2, battery on a protected person resulting in substantial bodily harm, victim 60 years of age or older, a felony. Count 3, extortion by threat, a felony. Count 4, intimidating a public officer, a felony. Count 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 are all battery on an officer, the same named victim. Oh, and by the way, I do not know any of the other victims named in the criminal complaint. Those are all felony offenses. Count 10, performance of act or neglect of duty and willful or wanton disregard of safety or persons of property resulting in substantial bodily harm or death, a felony. Battery on a protected person, count 11, that's a gross misdemeanor offense. Count 12, battery by a prisoner, a felony. Count 13, unlawful act related to human excrement or bodily fluid, a felony. All allegedly occurring on January 3rd of 2024. Do you understand these charges?
Yes, I understand.
I mean, the book, like the whole book just boom, throwing at you. Getting the book straight, fastball, Randy Johnson, Greg Maddox, all in your head. All in your head, you get in the book thrown at you. 95, 100 miles per hour. But, I mean, what else are you going to do when the man hops over the bench on camera and attacks the judge? You separated the officer's shoulder, spitting on people. Man, please. Listen, you probably was biting, spitting, fight, man. Ain't no way. But you know what? It's partially their fault in this particular courtroom because they should have already had him shackled. After he did that, they shackled him. And remember, there was no difference between his status as a prisoner in the moment where he did what he did to the actual judge and then when they brought him back, because he was convicted either way. So he should have been shackled, right? He should have been shackled, but he wasn't. And then as a result, he did what he did. Now, some are going to say that he may try to redeem himself, right? They say he may try to redeem himself. He may try to get back in the good graces of the court. Now, I don't know what you're going to do to get back in the court's good graces. Okay, maybe you might want to do something like this.
I want to say I'm sorry for the things I've done, and I try and be stronger in this life I chose, but I want you to know I want to say I'm sorry for the things I've done, and I try and be stronger in this life I chose, but I want you to know Hey man, that might be the way to go, you know what I mean? If you could carry your tune a little bit, if you kind of off key, man, get some auto tune in there, then you'd be good to go. But I don't think, my man, listen, if you hear me well, Mr. Redden, I don't think that act right there is going to work in this case. All right. You didn't hit the judge all in the head on camera.
Man, I think you pretty much toast, man. I think you pretty much your goose is officially cooked. All right. But if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all of that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. All right. And now we got more going on. And shout out to you guys for being here. I really appreciate y'all. Now, shout out to my main man, Kevin O'Leary. Kevin O'Leary is coming out and defending Trump. This was really good. Now, the lawsuit in New York is so dumb. From Letitia James, the Attorney General. Basically, she's saying that he was defrauding banks because he overinflated the value of his assets to get loans, which is so dumb because, look, if I have a house, like, okay, I'll talk about me right quick. I bought my house in 2020 for X amount. 2024, I say it's worth Y amount, which is substantially more. I present this as an asset while trying to get other money. They say that they agree with my assessment or disagree. If they disagree, we can negotiate possibly on what the value is, because ultimately the value of your asset is an opinion until it gets sold for that amount. If I say my house is worth X and it sells for X, then it's worth X. Even if it doesn't sell for X, it's still a matter of opinion. If I have a building worth $100 million, I can't just sell it and say, okay, that's why it's worth that much. There's got to be factors that go into it. But a lot of it is about personal opinion. Or you can get it appraised. It's really opinion based. You can't say that I overinflated value of my assets. That's like saying you overinflated your personal value. My personal value is up to me to decide for myself. Others can have their opinion, but ultimately I have my own value. Whether you agree or not is your opinion to have. Like, I could say, you know what? I'm a perfect 10. Someone may say, I think not. You're a perfect 3.5 at best. That's fine. That's their opinion. That's my opinion. But you're going to bring me to court and tell people I lied and I need to get locked up or I need to pay $370 million because of the discrepancy between what I said my value was and what you think it is. This is ridiculous. Now, let's hear from Trump speaking about this, then from Kevin O'Leary about this whole kerfuffle. Check it out.
Just an attorney general that hates Donald Trump and wanted to run for governor, wanted to run for attorney general. And it's a shame. I think she should be criminally liable for this. She did this to Exxon, and they drove Exxon out of New York. Exxon paid billions of dollars for taxes. They're now living in Texas. Exxon is very happy in Texas. Other companies, because of what's happening here, are going to be moving out of New York also. This is an out-of-control attorney general. She's totally out of control. These loans were all good. The banks were extremely happy with me. They still are. We built a great company. We have a company that's very liquid, very strong, great assets. And she sued me because she wanted the publicity to run for office. But they find nothing wrong. And I think if anybody was being fair about it, and I'm not sure you can even hear me because they don't allow microphones over here, which is really ridiculous. But if anybody's fair about it, you see, this is a case that should have never been brought. And I think we should be entitled to damages.
Right on, 100% correct. So, of course, Trump was speaking on the whole Letitia James $37 million lawsuit, talking about he overinflated his assets to defraud banks, which is ridiculous. Like, that's not how it even works. Now, let's go to what Kevin O'Leary said. You guys may know Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank. He is a very, 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 very rich businessman. So let's check out what he says on the whole kerfuffle.
You've been doing real estate for decades. Does this case strike you as odd?
Well, let's leave out Trump for a minute and let's leave out politics and just talk about what happens in real estate development anywhere. So if you're a developer and you've got a building on a block anywhere in America and it's worth, let's say, $500 million, and you want to build a building right beside it, you go to the bank and say, this building is worth $500 million. I'd like to borrow a construction finance loan against this asset, and I want you to tell me it's worth $500 million too. And the bank negotiates with you and says, well, no, we think it's worth $400 million. And you fight it out. You're always trying to show your assets in the brightest light with the sunshine you could possibly determine for them. You want them to be worth the very most because you're only going to get a 40 or 50% loan to value, as it's called. Then you borrow that money. In the case of a $500 million asset, maybe you get $250 million, and you build a new building with a construction finance loan. And so that's what this case is all about. And by the way, forget about Trump. Every single real estate developer everywhere on earth does this. They always talk about their asset being worth a lot, and the bank says no. And that's just the way it is. So in this case, when I'm trying to figure out, and I'm not pro or con, or I don't care about the politics, who lost money? Nobody. The bank got paid back the construction finance loan, and a new building was built. And if you're going to sue this case and win, you got to sue every real estate developer everywhere. This is all they do. This is what they do all day long, every day. So I don't think this thing will ever survive appeal, regardless of what the fine is. This doesn't even make sense.
Right on point. Shout out to my main man, Kevin O'Leary, for just talking about common sense. I think somebody even said it in the video comments. They were saying, well, it's not even about him defending Trump, although he was, but it's about defending the truth. This is the way that it works in real estate development. This is the way that they get financing. This is how the whole process is. How are you going to sue Trump and win and have the appeal be upheld if this is how the entire industry works? If you're going to sue Trump, then you got to sue everybody else in New York as well. It does the exact same thing that he was doing here. It's just dumb. But, you know, like I said it many months ago. I said it in my recent video, and I'll say it again. This whole thing is about keeping Trump in litigation, keeping him in court, draining his resources. It's like a proxy war. It's like what we're doing over in Ukraine right now. Okay, we're trying to fight Russia without fighting Russia directly. We're trying to use Ukraine to do it. So the federales, rather than just saying, okay, we're going to ban Trump from running, we're going to lock him up just because we don't like him, we're not going to let the people vote for him, rather than just doing something like that, which they can't do, they are going to use the local court system, state court system, to try and get him hemmed up on ticky-tack charges, civil stuff, criminal stuff, all that, to keep him away from the presidency, to drain his resources. Because regardless of what, even if you win, you lose, because you spend a bunch of money trying to defend yourself. You spend a fortune on your legal team to prevent from paying a larger amount of money. How much money is this case costing Trump in New York? How about the Fulton County case with Fani Willis, fornicating Fani? Okay. How much is that actually costing them? Finessing Fani, finagling Fani. How much does this actually cost? You're draining resources and taking time and money you take it from this man without actually getting them convicted or found liable for anything that will cost them financially. You see, even before the sentence, even before a ruling, there's still punishment that happens to you when you're not actually proven to have done anything wrong. And that's the point. You know, somebody said countersue. Listen, I'd most certainly, if I could, I would countersue. But again, that's more money, and it's kind of a gamble, and you probably won't necessarily get that money. But if you like what you are hearing thus far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Millions, definitely millions of dollars is costing Trump to fight all these cases. Absolutely. And it's not an automatic, okay, you get your money back. It's just, all right, you won. Did you win? Really? You fought it so much. Did you really win? Now, we have more here. We definitely have more that we are going to get into. All right. I want to show you guys this right here. We got something from the Airlines. Now, I spoke about Spirit Airlines, how they want to give $1,500. Hold on, I gotta show that. I have to show this here. $1,500. That's what they are offering. Okay, if you're on the flight, if you're on the flight of horrors, they're offering you $1,500 for your compensation. Now look. Okay, I don't want ads. Alaska Airlines offers passengers mere $1,500 for horror flight as potential lawsuits loom. Now check it out. If I see my actual plane open like that at 1,500 feet, hold on, can I pause it or nah? There we go. If I see my plane open like that at not 1,500 feet, I'm thinking like the dollar amount. If I see my plane open like that at 16,000 feet, you're going to need to come with more than 1,500 smackaroos. I'm going to need the big bag. As I said before, we could start at 1.5 M's. 1.5 M's. You could start right there. If I'm on the flight and you saying, ABL, you're going to get 1,500 and the free ticket, it's like, look, man, y'all ain't just lose my bag or something crazy like that. I'm talking about, I thought I was about to go ahead and go to the upper room. I thought I was going to glory. I thought these were my last days. I done texted my grandma. I'm talking about, I done texted Meemaw, Paw, everybody talking about, I ain't going to make it. I love you, all this, that, and the third. Look, lasting emotional damage from the plane. 1,500, I need 1.5. 1.5. And I'm not sure who is going to get sued, whether it's going to be Alaska Airlines, Boeing, whoever took the door off and performed maintenance on it, if it wasn't Alaska or Boeing, or all the above. And if Alaska is offering $1,500, then they are assuming responsibility. So, all right, cool. I'm going to sue you. You're offering me this. I'm going to give you a counter offer. Boom. Take that lawsuit. Now check it out. If you take the money, I'm not going to judge you because I understand people don't have time to wait. You may need that urgently. You may just want to go ahead and get it done. You don't want to drag it through the mud. I get it. But the way ABL thinks, I don't care if it takes years. I'm getting the 1.5. Like, I'm getting that. That's just what it is. And you know what? Some are going to say, well, look, you shouldn't just automatically get on the phone to call your lawyer, all this, that, and the third. Well, check it out. As soon as that door flew off and Alaska found out, they were on the horn with their lawyers immediately. Listen, before they knew the plane had landed, they immediately on the phone, like, yo, as soon as they found out, hold on. I'm going to show you what Alaska Airlines was doing as soon as they thought that there could be some trouble. Okay. Alaska, that is Alaska Airlines right there. Immediately. Like, okay, something's wrong with the door. It flew off. Oh. Hey, what are we going to do to fix this? How much should we offer them? What should we say in the email? Can you please get somebody to draft the email for us? The press release. It instantly. So if they're going to be on the phone with their lawyers instantly, then I shall be on the phone as well. Why not? I don't see the problem. If that's you, that's me too. If that's you, that's me too. As soon as I land safe and I call everybody, tell them I'm all right, I ain't get deleted, I ain't fall out the window, I'm him right there. And shout out to him. He's a real person. He lives here in Tennessee. He goes somewhere to conservative events. He's a conservative guy. So shout out to you if you're watching, man. I appreciate you for your meme. All right. But yeah, immediately. But check it out. They're still trying to figure out what happened. I think I kind of know what happened. I think that it was a quality control issue from Boeing. I think because they're talking about the bolts won't fasten on all the way, or it might have not been properly done from the factory. I think there's going to be an issue with Boeing here. Now, to comfort you guys, I want to show you what your some of your favorite airlines are doing. Now, this is what Spirit Airlines are up to, okay? I'm going to show you Spirit, then I'm going to show you Alaska, if I'm not mistaken. So let's check out Spirit first. All right, okay, we got music here. So yeah, we see what's happening. Okay, there's your man right there, Spirit Airlines. All right. So we see what's going on. Now, are they at a pride parade with a Spirit float? Okie dokie. So that's what's happening with Spirit. You feel very confident flying with them, huh? Now, let's check out what's happening elsewhere. This is Alaska Air. Now, what in the Vanilla Ice fell off and went somewhere else and did a whole new, like, what is going on here? Did this guy want to be a rapper and then he decided, you know what, trying to rap about all these drugs and chaos and whatnot, wasn't really paying the bills. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put on this oddly colored, what is that? Camiseta? Like, what is that? I'm not sure what this is. But this oddly colored shirt, dress contraption, and I'm going to dance around at an airport for Alaska Airlines. So check it out.
Gay, 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 gay. When I say gay, you say gay, 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 gay. When I say gay, you say gay, 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 gay.
Okay, we can't play that for sure. It's definitely going to be a copyright. All right, so
pretty girl.
All right, there we have it. Right on the plane. You see what's going on. Scary. Look, man, I don't know about y'all, but these guys with the drag stuff are scary, man. Pennywise a clown. Like, okay, if you guys ever seen the original It movie, like that to me as a little boy, I've never been more scared. Okay, I've never in my life been more scared. I done had a gun in my face before, and I wasn't as scared as I was when I saw the first It. Petrified. These guys give me the vibe of Pennywise the Clown. It's scary. A key horror moment in my life. These guys remind me of that. Yeah, so I don't want to see that on my airplane. But yo, let's focus on not having the doors pop off though. And again, this is Alaska Airlines. They did a pride flight to San Francisco. Okay, let's focus on not having the doors pop off mid-flight. Let's focus on keeping the integrity of the aircraft together. When you have depressurization lights that come on, how about just not ignoring it, right? Don't ignore it. It's like you got a cell phone alarm. You just push the snooze. Let's not snooze the alarm that says that you have pressurization issues, Alaska Airlines. Let's go ahead and fix that before we get people on the plane and fly, and then the door pops off mid-flight. All right, so yeah. Oh no, okay, let's not. I'm done. I'm triggered. I'm done. It's scary. It the Clown. Pennywise. Horror. I'm good, man. So yeah, that was Alaska Airlines doing the pride flight. So, hey man, I'm not saying anything other than here you are. Boom. There you have it. You could do with that what you will. Do with that what you please. Okay, but I digress. Speaking of cringe, we had people that invaded Vivek Ramaswamy talk somewhere. These are climate activists.
The planet is not on fire.
So they're saying Vivek is a liar, and they have these banners. These little, I guess you would say, what's that, probably about a 2.5 foot banner that says Vivek, climate criminal. That's kind of catchy. Vivek is a liar. The planet is on fire. That's very catchy. That's almost as catchy as Jewish, mutant, ninja, turtle, dreidels in the half shell, Torah power. That's almost as catchy as that, but not quite. I mean, what do you guys intend to achieve by doing this? What is the goal? What are we actually gonna do? I'm having a hard time understanding. It's just like those that want to lay on the ground in front of a whole semi truck. It's like, all you're gonna do is get deleted at best, or at worst, just make everybody hate you in your cause. As I was saying about the whole thing where my guy was pushing people off the road in New York, trying to get to Brooklyn, who were blocking the road, blocking his access, blocking his vehicle. Somebody in the comments said, well, it's just a little bit of traffic. People are being genocided, all this and that and the third. I'm like, okay, that's cool, but check it out. I have a place to go. So I need you to get up out the way. Get out of the way. You're in the way. I don't have time for this. All right. And these people here. And then also, what do you accomplish by blocking the road? What do you accomplish by holding a sign that says Vivek Ramaswamy is a climate criminal? And in what way? Is he a person that's been in office before? How is he a climate criminal? How does that really work? If I litter on the ground, am I a climate criminal? If I fly on the airplane to a drag show like I did with Alaska Airlines and I'm seeing It the Clown scare me to death, am I a climate criminal? I don't understand. It's really weird. My question would be, who's paying these people to go to these events and just act a complete fool? I really, really don't get it. All right. But if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all of that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Oh, and you know what? Speaking about getting paid and grips and things of this nature, I got to show something to you guys right here. Shout out to Lips of TikTok, who says this woman has an organization that charges white people $6,000 so a black person can yell at them they're racist and white supremacists. This is a real thing. And I think at a certain point, people just want that. People just want to be told that they're bad and they'll pay to have that done. It's like when you pay ladies of the night to stomp on you without being too graphic. I know what I'm talking about. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. And don't act like you don't. Some of y'all know full well what I'm talking about, but I'm not here to judge. Hey, I'm not here to judge. I'm just saying I know that these things exist. People want people to treat them badly, and they will pay for that privilege. Now, let's check this out.
So this is a friendly reminder to white women who are working with someone on their anti-racism and healing journey, right? So I know that one of the things that happens with you guys is you go to this place where you might need to schedule an additional session.
Guess that gender.
Or you might be really struggling with something, and then you have this thought of, oh, I don't want to bother them, right? And I'll figure it out on my own. That is that supremacy thing coming up. You believing that even though you have these things ingrained in the foundation of who you are, that you will somehow, in your superiority, be able to crawl through the fog and the chaos and all of that stuff to get to clarity without assistance from a black person. Oh, I don't need the black person to help me with this. I, as a white woman, am fully capable of dismantling this white supremacy within myself. Stop it. Stop. No, you need the help. That is why you're working with this person. Does that mean you might need to schedule additional sessions? Yeah. But keep in mind, when we talk about how it is not black women's responsibility to do these things for you and provide these services for free for you, recognize what we're saying is for free. We're expressing that
I'm confused too. I have no idea what's going on. This is word salad. If you're paying this woman to tell you anything, I mean, you just at a certain point, you're just doing it because it's something. You're not paying her to tell you anything that is in any way beneficial at all. There's no value here. There's no substance because what she's saying doesn't make any sense. I don't know what's going on. When did we stop being able to formulate coherent thought in our speech? Is that a thing that you guys have noticed? You'll talk to somebody. Oh, okay. You'll watch a video of somebody talking, and what they're saying does not make any sense. They can't get to the point. They can't really articulate themselves very well. They sound like they should be able to articulate themselves pretty well. Their voice sounds as if they are articulate, but they're not. Their words sound correct, but the words aren't meshing together cohesively. It's like saying water and banana juice and rainbows, that the sunshine is, hold on. Wait a minute. You know what? You know what it is? You know this reminds me of? This is a more polished version of this guy. Okay? It's a more polished version of this guy. Hold on. Y'all give me a second. And if you hear that sound, you already kind of know what it is. If you know, if I played this before. All right, let's show it right here.
Before we vote on your request for parole, we do have some questions. Do you think you'll be able to adjust to life on the outside?
Allow me to partologize myself. Suppositorily speaking, my incarceration has forced, you understand, the ventilation of, shall I say, my dairy air. And upon my discharge, I will ejaculate my mind to the prophylactic of the bowels of society.
That's the same thing. I heard the same thing. Like, what he's saying right here is nonsense. It makes no sense, right? It's just words that he thinks sound flowery and cost a little bit more than his regular vocabulary, just strung together with no coherent thought. There's no message being said there. He might as well say left foot, right foot, blue foot, green foot. Same thing. But anyway, and they're paying that woman that you saw, or man, whatever, they're paying this person $6,000. What was that, per hour or something? This person, let me go back and make sure I'm saying $6,000 per session to talk nonsense. At a certain point, you just want to be treated badly and you want to pay for it. But that's what's going on. Now, here's something that I saw that I was kind of surprised by. Fox News has apparently dropped My Pillow. Now, you guys let me know if this is still going on. Michael Lindell put out a video and he says that Fox News canceled My Pillow. Now, Fox has not been good for a while. I used to have television. Like, I used to have YouTube TV, right? And I canceled it because my routine, I get up in the morning, I turn on Fox to see what they're talking about. I might watch sports occasionally, but I've not really been watching sports at all. You know, I watch highlights on Instagram, stuff like that. Of course, I watch highlights. But NFL, too many rules. It's kind of like getting to be like WWE because the rules can be manipulated. And then with basketball, it's a 3-point contest every night. A bunch of traveling. It's just not the same. So I've not really been interested in watching sports. So I'm not watching sports, and I am not going to watch Fox because all they do is talk about Israel 24/7 or the border, but nothing. They're not breaking any new news. What I try to do on my channel is bring important stories that don't get the line of the average news media. They may get some mention, but they don't really get promoted. For example, Fox may even do a segment on a thing, but there's no follow-up. There's no really getting into it. They don't really highlight it. They kind of like bury it. It's weird. So I have no reason to watch Fox, no reason to watch sports, no reason to watch TV at all. And this is part of the reason why I think Fox has fell off. You know, Mike Lindell, love him or hate him or whatever, I have My Pillow products. Listen, he has good products. I have My Pillow towels, great towels. I have My Pillow bed sheets, great bed sheets, and I have My Pillows on my bed, king size 2 My Pillow king size on my bed right now. Great products, made in America. Some of it, the pillows are made here, but the towels are made overseas. But the pillows, that is the most important thing of My Pillow, made right here in the USA. So my question is, why would Fox drop My Pillow, Mike Lindell? Why? Let's hear from him, and then we keep on going here.
Hello, everybody. I wanted to get on here and tell you all the disturbing news. Fox News has canceled My Pillow. We don't know why. We can only make a couple guesses. Maybe it's because Lou Dobbs was added over here at Lindell TV to this all new lineup we have, and that was just a few days ago. We showed his first interview with our great real president, Donald Trump. Or maybe it's because they don't want my face even on their network leading up to the 2024 election in support of our great real president, Donald Trump. I don't know. These are the details. I don't have the details yet, but all I know is the commercials have been canceled. All of our anything with My Pillow or Mike Lindell canceled on Fox News. And please help us to support us and during this time of cancellation. And thanks for your support of Lindell TV. I believe this is all about stopping me from talking about the election platforms and the elections, and this to getting rid of my voice. And but it's I just wanted to let you all know that this is a very disturbing. We don't know all the details yet, but Fox News has canceled My Pillow. Thank you.
So there you have it. That's from Mike Lindell himself that says Fox News canceled My Pillow. Now, Kirsten A says, didn't Fox say he didn't pay? Are his teeth out? I don't know about that. He said that he doesn't know why. Let me just Google that right quick. I don't think I've seen a response from Fox. Let me see if I can find something right here. Oh, payment dispute. Okay, let's check it out. You're right about that. So we're getting some stuff here. It says Fox News stops running My Pillow commercials in the payment dispute with election denier Mike Lindell. AP, listen, AP, Associated Press, pardon me, fell off just like Fox fell off. AP used to have neutral news. AP, Reuters, when you wanted to get non-politically motivated, non-biased news, you would go to those two websites. But AP, this reads like an op-ed. Or it's at least just a hit against Mike Lindell, election denier. Why must that be part of the headline? Why not just say My Pillow founder Mike Lindell? Or you could just say Fox News stops running My Pillow commercials in a payment dispute with founder Mike Lindell. Why has it got to be election denier? Why is that relevant to the actual topic? Let's see here. All right, so let me just read it. My Pillow chief executive and prominent election denier Mike Lindell said Friday that Fox News stopped running his company's commercials, disputing the network's assertion that it's simply because he hadn't paid his bills. Lindell went public by tweeting Fox, which has been one of My Pillow's biggest advertising outlets, had canceled them. He said in a tweet that he didn't know why, that he suspected that the network was trying to silence him, and Fox denied that. Losing Fox was just the latest in a series of financial and legal setbacks for Minnesota-based Mike Lindell, blah, 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 blah. So basically, the wrap it up here, as soon as their account is paid, we will be happy to accept their advertising. So he's saying that he doesn't know why. They're saying he hadn't paid his bills. So who's telling the truth? Somebody's lying. Either he's lying or they're lying. Now, why would he lie? Because if he says he doesn't know why, that means he's saying it's not about the money, that he has paid his bills. Because if he hasn't paid his bills and they stop running ads, well, that's why. So somebody's lying. Regardless of whether he's lying or they're lying, it doesn't really matter to me when you zoom out and look at Fox. Fox has still fallen off. Whether they have My Pillow or not doesn't really matter. They still falling off. But there's a dispute there. So, and if he's lying, he's burning the bridge because he can't go back there after that. So it's weird. We'll see how that whole thing goes. We'll see what's happening. But if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all of that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Now, I got to show something right here. All right. This is Chicago O'Hare Airport with the migrants. All right. Now, what I don't want to do is go to an airport and be greeted with a homeless shelter inside of the airport. I don't want to see that. It's bad enough when I go to a place like Los Angeles and you land right there, LAX, and when you leave in the airport, you're seeing tents. That's a bad sign. Like right when you leave the airport, you're seeing tents. Don't want to see stuff like that. That's a bad sign. But to have the homeless inside the airport and it's obvious and it ain't no English being now we got a problem. So let's check this out right here. This is nuts. I've never in my life seen a homeless shelter inside of an airport. That's what it is a homeless shelter. Look, you have cots, tents, and pallets on the ground right there in the front of the airport. Or I don't know if it's the front, but it's an entrance and an exit right there. It's right there.
It's an airport. It's an airport.
My man right there talking about something, no pictures. It's like, what you mean no pictures? We're inside of an airport. What you mean no pictures? Come on, man, stop playing. So you have these black curtains that are up. It looks like there may be more people behind the curtains. And maybe what you saw on the outside was the overflow. I want him to go inside the curtain and be a real risk taker and do it for all of us to see what's behind the curtain. There we go. Do it. Do it. Oh my, look at this. Oh my goodness. Wow. And look, when he peeked inside the curtain, for you guys who can't see it, there were just pallet beds, maybe even like small mattresses, as far as the eye could see. And these black curtains, they go all the way down this area, like an entrance area. Imagine coming into the airport and seeing something like that. And there are quite a few beds in there. Where's it? Do you have enough security? Are there enough officers to show all this? I'll play it one more time for you guys so you're able to see just how much, just how expansive this homeless shelter is in the airport. Again, Chicago O'Hare Airport. And it's cold outside. That wind from the lake will hit your bones like a ton of bricks. It will hit every bone in your body in a crazy way. Again, Chicago O'Hare Airport, inside the airport. You got rows and rows and rows. Overflow outside. No picture.
It's an airport. It's an airport.
And look, you saw my man when he looked back, you see these black curtains. It goes all the way down, and it's gonna come all the way back down the other way. And then you'll see him peek inside the curtain. And look how far it goes down. All the way down. And now he's gonna peek inside. And look, we got more of the same thing you saw on the outside. It might be like 3 rows, at least 3 rows, and I can't count how many are inside of there. I mean, yeah, so if I have to go to Chicago and I got to fly to Chicago O'Hare, I think I'm gonna just not. Oh, the smell. The smell. Don't even worry about it. Just bring a pair of nose plugs. If you got some earplugs, put those right there in your nose. Get some smelling salts or something crazy. I don't know, man. Get some air freshener, some Lysol, and just. Psh. I don't know what you're gonna do, man. Like that's gonna be crazy. The cleanup, the security, all of that. They're not suited for that in Chicago O'Hare. I know it. I know for 100% certain they are not suited for that kind of thing in Chicago O'Hare. But if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all of that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Now, speaking about homeless and encampments and tents and things of this nature, now, being inside the airport and seeing that kind of thing is one thing, but seeing it outside is bad as well. Now, we're talking about Keith Lee, the famous TikTok food critic. Now, I kind of want to show a little bit about what Keith Lee does because he is seen by many as a godsend.
I just got done.
Now, you may have heard people do parodies of him. You may have seen him. He does a lot of good things. I'm gonna show you a little bit what he does, and then I'm gonna get to the actual clip here. All right. So again, Keith Lee, he is an MMA fighter, but also a food critic. Now, some say, well, what qualifies him to be a food critic? What qualifies anyone to be a food critic? Is there a food critic college? Is there a food critic school? And we know how colleges are. Just because you graduate, does that mean that you're qualified to do a thing? You got a lot of people that have doctorates beside their name who think that it's not even a bad thing to be fat. So who qualifies who to be a food critic? All that he does is gives his opinion. He says, look, I'm a regular person. I'm just nobody special. I like to eat food. I go eat. I give you my opinion. If you like my opinion, cool. Now, when he gives his opinion about places, and it's a good opinion, it's a positive opinion, he could turn a place that was not getting a lot of traffic, kind of overlooked, into an overnight success. He has really been able to change people's lives. Now, on the flip side, if he doesn't like your place, he's not going to be rude or mean, but it could damage you because people are not really going to go. But then again, if he says you have bad food and bad service, that was probably already known by people that would go to your restaurant. But anyway, let's check it out.
I just got done working out, but it's a place by me that has a banner up that says best burgers in Vegas guaranteed. I got it. Let's try it and rate it 1 through 10. For full transparency, I've been here before, but I always got their wings. It didn't dawn on me that the name is called Barcode Burger, so they probably got a good burger. I spent $45.35. Just for me personally, their wings always stood out to me more, so I always got the wings. But today, I got the burger. I called on the phone, I asked the lady, y'all say I got the best burger, but what burger are y'all referring to when y'all say that? She said pretty much all of them. I like that confidence. Let's try it. As always, this is just my personal opinion. If it's not the best burger in Vegas to me, does not mean it's not the best burger in Vegas to you. If I don't like it, that don't mean it's nasty. That mean I don't like it. If I do like it, that don't mean it's amazing. That mean I like it. This is the Barcode Burger, I assume, because the name of the place is Barcode, and they named this Barcode. This got to be one of the ones they got confidence in. It's a burger topped with beer onion jam, bacon aioli, blue cheese butter, arugula.
I can tell you right now, if it's me, I'm not going to like that. I am not going to like that. That's too much. There's too much going on. I'm not even really a big burger fan, really. And all of that extra stuff, man, no. It's like a burger pie. It's like a burger pizza. I'm good. I would cut that into small sections and eat for like a week.
Pickled onions and pickled bell peppers. That sounds like a lot, but it also looked like a lot. Damn. It's a lot, but it's so decadent. That is a flavor bomb. If you don't like blue cheese, I would not recommend getting that because that is blue cheese forward. Luckily for me, I like blue cheese. That is really good to me. I get that a 9 out of 10. Is that the best burger I've ever had in Vegas? No. Is it good? Yes. French fries.
So you guys get the idea. He'll give good reviews. If it's a bad review, he'll say, this is my opinion. He kind of went viral for talking about Atlanta because the Atlanta experience was not good. Now, I go to Atlanta a lot, but I don't go to certain parts of Atlanta because this is known about certain places. It's not really about the food. One thing about it, before I get to what he said about Bay Area, the thing about some restaurants in Atlanta is that there's a low barrier to entry. Now, if I'm right about this, if I'm wrong in what I'm saying, y'all please correct me. But I read and or heard somewhere that if you want to get a liquor license in Atlanta, it's like a low amount of money. Like it's to get into the industry, it's low. And I'll explain. It's like $30,000, $25,000 to get a liquor license. To sell drinks at your restaurant, it costs that much to get a license. Now, what'll happen is, because you got a low barrier to entry, you get celebrities, people that have a little bit of money, dope boys or whoever, anybody with some money, a little bit of money, they'll just try the industry. I got $50,000. I'll just start a restaurant. They have no idea how to run a restaurant. They have no idea how to staff it, operate it, where they should put it, anything about food safety, cleanliness. They just start a restaurant. So then when it opens, they have a great stylist, make it look nice. So girls will go there to take pictures, and it may be popular to have like, if they dance, got music, it may be a spot for that, but for the actual food, it's not really good. So then when Keith Lee comes in and is actually going to try the food and the service, he's not liking it because he's not liking the Atlanta culture that's not really focused on all the time great service. There are some really good places in Atlanta that have really good food, but there's also a lot of bad places that have really bad service, really bad food, or sometimes good food, bad service, but good vibes, good ambiance, good for Instagram. Now, on the flip side, if you go to Miami, Florida, you want to go to South Beach, open a restaurant, yo, we need $500,000 for the liquor license. Pay it up. You're right here in the tourist capital of the USA, at least one of them in South Beach, Miami, Florida. You're going to pay a lot of money. There's a high barrier to entry, so you're going to have fewer instances of fly-by-night dope boys opening restaurants that may or may not be good. You got to have a good establishment because you want to make your money back, your investment back. Anyway, I'm getting way off track. Let me go to what he said about the Bay Area. Pardon me. To the Bay Area in California and how it's dangerous because of all the homeless and the poverty and all the things that we always speak about right here live on the show. Check it out.
Unfortunately, the Bay.
All right, hold on. And to a little bit of context, he said he cut his Bay Area California tour short because he goes to Atlanta. He was in Chicago, New Orleans, Vegas. He goes all over New York. He goes all over the country eating food, doing tours with himself, his wife, and his kids.
Unfortunately, the Bay Area stop on the Keith Lee and family food tour is officially over prematurely, and we're going to get straight into it. Let's talk about it. There are a few reasons why, as a family, we decided to end the food tour short. But before I get to that, I truly want to say, from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate every single bit of love. The people of the Bay were absolutely amazing, and I'll never forget the hospitality and the love that y'all showed me. Reason number one, I truly don't believe the Bay is a place for tourists right now, and that's what I was, a tourist. The people in the Bay are just focused on surviving. That's the business owners, the locals. The amount of tents and living structures and burnt up cars that we saw people living in was shocking, to say the least. Before we went, people was comparing it to Gotham City. Now, I might not agree, but I understand where it's coming from. But I can't harp on it enough that the people are amazing. It's just an environment. And as an outsider, I wish the city would step in. I don't know if they have. I don't know if they've been trying. But just from the outside looking in, it don't seem like it was much city interference. Reason number two, and this is in no particular order. We went to a lot of restaurants. Popular restaurants, not popular restaurants, mom and pop shops. And this is the first city where I have over 6 videos that I don't feel comfortable with posting because nothing about my experience was constructive and nothing that I said was constructive. I've always been big on honesty. I've always been big on transparency. But I've never been big on completely tearing down anybody. And I feel like those 6 videos only doing that. And I've always said I'm absolutely blessed to do this, but it does take a lot of money. It does take a lot of resources to do. At the moment, everything comes out of pocket. So when we had that many restaurants that we couldn't do anything with, that was just another deciding factor. Number 3, and probably the most important, I had to go to the hospital because I had an allergic reaction to one of the meals I had. This restaurant in particular cooked a plethora of meats, including shellfish. My family specifically asked if they cooked it on the same grill. They said yes, but they would clean it. The second I ate it, I blew up like a balloon. I had to get some steroids and some allergy medicine, and it cleared right up. But it was a health concern nonetheless, and that was another reason why we decided to go home. I also think the Bay wasn't the target audience for what it is that we do. 90% of restaurants that the locals said had great food was already booming. And the people.
So I'm gonna pause it right there. He's saying that the San Fran Bay Area is not really a place for tourists at this moment. It's not really for tourists. And I was reading some of the comments. People were saying that it's not for tourists. People are struggling there. There's no middle class. Like in San Fran, Oakland, that area, there's no middle class. Either you have it or you don't. And if you don't, you're struggling to get by. You're focused on surviving if you don't have it. If you do have it, you're straight. If you don't, you're bad. LA might be the same thing. Other parts of California, smaller towns, it's not quite that way. But Oakland, San Francisco, yeah. It's like that from what I know. And if that's wrong, y'all let me know. And that's the general gist. People living in homeless tents, just out on the street, it's bad. And he also said that people already know where to go and where not to go in that area. There's no new startup restaurant that's just trying to get customers that people don't know about. There's no hidden gems. Why would you open a restaurant in the middle of this war-torn country called Oakland, California? Why would you do that? For what?
People from the Bay are a loyal community. So if your food is good, the line gonna be out the door already. And then again, we went to some of those restaurants and I wasn't a huge fan. And even if I did like all of the food at the busy spots, that's never been my MO to just go to busy spots. So those are the reasons why we decided to cut it short. But nonetheless, some amazing things did happen while we were there. Chef Green's was one of the restaurants that I went to, and he had a news segment the day after we left. God is amazing. Mama T's also joined that category with a news segment the day after we left. God is amazing. And one of the places that we went that I didn't get a chance to post was a highlight of our trip. The name of it was Luxurious Cuisines. Customer service was absolutely amazing. And the food wasn't too far off of that. We went in as a family and we left for a $2,000 tip. So the trip itself wasn't all in vain. And again, I appreciate every single person that I met. I want to stress, it is not normal for us to go to restaurants, not like it, and not post it. Any other time we ran into the situation, I've always had some kind of constructiveness to say. This was just different. And again, I'm always going to be transparent. I'm always going to be honest. Thank you again to everybody in the Bay Area. We'll be headed to the next spot soon. God bless you. Have an amazing day. Y'all be safe.
So that's Keith Lee. Shout out to him. He said he couldn't post any of the videos. Now, normally he'll post a video, even if he doesn't like the food there in a place, if it was kind of not necessarily the best experience, like Atlanta, prime example. He'll still post the videos, even if it was an overall not pleasant experience, an unpleasant experience. He'll still post the videos. But he had 6 videos he just didn't post. Refused to post any of the videos because it was so bad, because of the conditions of the people and the restaurants. It's like, okay, if you have a restaurant there, you got any kind of business there, you are probably going to reflect your customer base. So if you don't have Google Tech Bros in there every day, you're going to be in survival mode the same way as your customers are, if that's your customer base. If they barely have it, you're barely going to have it too. And it's bad, man. Like, that's why people are, I was reading the chat right now, U-Haul are having a hard time keeping up with all the traffic leaving California. They have no more trucks. The trucks are gone because everybody's going one way. They're buying U-Hauls and just straight up leaving. I'm out. I'm good. I'm going to go over there because I can't live here anymore. The problem is that people will leave in Oakland, California, San Francisco, Los Angeles, gangland. They will leave those places and then go to Austin, Texas, and do the exact same thing there. You create a little California out there. Why? You go to Vegas, a little California out there. Why? Arizona, Phoenix, Tucson, little California out there. Why? Utah, Seattle, Portland, same thing. So look, if you are an ex-Californian and you still wouldn't to vote for anything liberal at all, stay over there. Just stay there and see how that works out for you. It's like those talking about communism all the time. Oh, well, they didn't do it right. Well, how do you do it right? Show me how you got to do it right. Matter of fact, stay in your communist-leaning place where you voted all your commie friends in and just stick it out. Yes, you got to have $1 trillion to be considered living comfortable, but hey, that's what you think is best. You think tax is best. You think giving out free crack pipes, heroin needles to addicts is the right thing to do. Okay, live in the place where they do that in practice and then get back to me with a report. Let me know how that works out for you. But I'm getting triggered, so I digress. Now, I got a list for you guys right quick. Then we're going to get super chats and the calls. Here's a list from Keith Lee about his top food cities. Now, I don't think this includes all American cities. He just happened to go to these places specifically. So, in order of his tour at that time, again, it's not including all cities. In order of these 8 places, he has number 1 through number 8. Number 1, New Orleans. I've heard about New Orleans and their food. I've not been there. I got to go. I got to go to New Orleans for their food for sure. Number 2, Houston. Yeah, because you get a lot of big backs. Shout out to the big backs in Houston. I've heard about Houston having really, really amazing food. Chicago, really high on the list for food. I've heard about you guys in Chicago. Shout out to the deep dish pizza. Is that y'all or is that Detroit? I don't know. I don't want to say the wrong thing. Vegas. And by the way, he is from Detroit but lives in Vegas. And in his video, he was saying that Vegas, Detroit, maybe even LA were kind of close together. Vegas above Detroit. And I think he said Vegas was good because of the food diversity. It's a lot of different kind of food from different culture. It's not just, okay, you got soul food, you got this Mediterranean, you got all kind of food in one place. You understand? And then number 6, LA. 7, New York, which is interesting. And I think his New York experience, see, the thing about Keith Lee, people will send him places that they want him to check out. And I think he might have been getting some bad places for New York. But then again, New York could be similar to what's happening in California. I'm not sure. Y'all let me know. And of course, the last one, Atlanta. Again, this is not all American cities. These are just the places he went on the tour. So you're not going to have certain places that he didn't go. And this list was before he went to California on the whole Bay Area tour. Okay, he went to LA, but when he did the list right here, he hadn't been to the Bay Area yet, I don't think. Now, Atlanta, of course, last on the list because of the customer service. That's the main thing. He was having a hard time getting food. It took him a long time to get it. And then when he would go in there himself, they recognize him, of course, and then they try to tighten up and get him the food and give him celebrity treatment. That's Atlanta for you. If you're a regular normie and some of these spots, some of the kind of bougie grass wall spots, hookah spots, and you're just a regular person, you get treated one way. But if you are a celebrity, which there are many in Atlanta, you might get treated better. That's kind of how they do in some spots, but I digress. All right. But if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all of that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Now, I don't know all of where he went as far as all the restaurants. I don't know where he tried. I'm not a TikTok guy. So his main thing is about, being on TikTok. So I'm not there. If you guys know, y'all let me know in the comments. But we have some super chats on deck. Then we're going to get to the calls. The number to call, 434-658-1220. Again, 434-658-1220. The number is always in the description, and it'll also be right there in the ticker, 434-658-1220, right there on your TV screens. And this is also a podcast you're listening to right now. It'll be on your favorite audio streaming platforms, whether they be Google Play, Apple iTunes, Spotify, etc. Link for that will be in the box. And it'll also just be there. If you go to your favorite audio streaming platform and search ABL Live, I should pop right on up. Super chats on deck. Then we're going to get to the calls. Shout out to Apu Bakar Al Puff Daddy, who says, great video on Ray Epps. Concise, clear, and common sense. Thank you for that. Definitely appreciate you. Shout out to Apu again, who says, you think liberals deep down know Epps is a Fed and J6 frame up? I don't know what's going on. I don't know. Listen, I don't know why the left love Ray Epps so much. Listen, anybody who was linked to J6, the left want to put up under the penitentiary, making big rocks to little rocks. You could just be outside giving the speech near the Capitol. If you happen to be on a plane going to the Capitol that day, they want to investigate you. So if they treat regular people like that, who they think may have in some kind of way been involved with J6, then my question is, why is Ray Epps being treated like a media darling by the left? Why is it that they're trying to say that the right are engaging in conspiracy theories for saying that Ray Epps is on camera talking about go into the Capitol, and he, at the time when we were saying stuff like this, did not get charged at all. And then when they did charge him, they gave him a slap on the wrist with no jail time. Meanwhile, Enrique Tarrio, the so-called leader of the Proud Boys, got 22 years in the penitentiary, 22 years in the joint. Now look, Enrique got picked up by the feds in DC the day before J6. He was not present on the Capitol grounds at all on J6. And he got 22 years in prison because I guess he went there and they were trying to say he conspired to do something he shouldn't have been doing. The point is he was not there on J6. Now, Ray Epps was there, and Ray Epps was on camera saying, let's go into the Capitol. So why does Enrique Tarrio get 22 years in the penitentiary and Ray Epps doesn't? And the reason why I brought Enrique into it is because obviously we have a big disparity in the sentencing. And also, Ray Epps could be a Fed, but Enrique is a Fed, or at least he was a Fed. Listen, Enrique, previous to Proud Boys, if I'm not mistaken, was a federal informant, and it's proven through paperwork. I'm not trying to attack him for it, because if you're actually fighting crime and you're actually getting guys off the street that shouldn't be there, then that's great. If you're fighting crime and getting bad guys off the street, fantastic. My point is that he did work for the federal government. He was a federal informant, documented paperwork, and he still got 22 years in the penitentiary. Now, if Ray Epps was a Fed, why is he being treated differently than the fellow Fed and Enrique Tarrio? And why are the media so hell-bent on defending him? Why him? Out of everybody that was allegedly involved with J6, whatever J6 was, out of everybody, why Ray Epps? Specifically, why not Enrique Tarrio? Why not? He's a person of color, ain't he? Cuban nationality. Obviously, some kind of black in there, Hispanic. Why not him? It makes no sense. All right, but I digress. I think Enrique, he got locked up because of the Proud Boys affiliation, and they wanted to just set an example for Proud Boys to trump charges up, in this case, to punish him for being part of that organization. That's all. It's a political thing all day long. So yeah, shout out to Apple Blocker, I'll Puff Daddy for the question. D'Amico back here. He also says, Wednesday we talked about waffles. Tonight talk about sandwiches. ABL, favorite sandwich, type of bread, spreads, BLT. I'm not really a sandwich guy. No, I'm lying. I had a lamb burger today. It was good from Tzatziki's. It was really good. Lamb burger. That hit the spot with some potatoes on the side and some veggies. Rocking. So, exotic sandwiches. How about that? I don't like lunch meat or nothing like that. Yo, do not come anywhere near me with a pack of lunch meat. Go over there with that. Give me something that's a little bit different. Like the Vietnamese sandwiches, I like those. The banh mi. I know I'm saying that wrong, but y'all know what I'm talking about. I like those. Anything that's different. I don't want the same old thing. Matter of fact, when I go to Atlanta, I go to this spot in Colony Square, Midtown, and they got some of those sandwiches. It's a Viet spot. And also tacos. Are tacos considered sandwiches? Is the shell considered a piece of bread? If I get a soft shell tortilla, how about a burrito? Is that a sandwich? Now, can we go to like a Chipotle bowl, like an open face sandwich? I'm stretching, but no, seriously, the Vietnamese sandwiches rocking. Anything different? No lunch meat. If I'm starving to death, I eat a peanut butter and jelly sandwich on regular bread. But I got to be close to death. My ribs got to be showing through my back. I'm talking about my ribs touching. Like when I breathe, you're hearing bones crack. That type of hungry. You understand what I'm saying? No fat on my body at all at that point. I will eat a PB&J all day long. But I digress. Bologna, disgusting. Bologna, that's poverty. I've been there though. Vienna sausages, bologna, Spam. I mean, if you're eating that, man, God bless you. Better days will come along soon. I'll put it to you that way. I've been there. But anyway, I'll move on. Shout out to Apple again, who says favorite chips with sandwich, Lay's, Doritos, pretzels. Regular chips like Lay's or something like that. That's a good regular white chips with the ruffles. Yeah, some of those. That'd be rocking right on point. Also, what do your Democrat friends say off record about creepy? I don't have very many Democrat friends that are political, meaning some people I know may vote left, but they're not political. They don't know much about politics. All they know is, okay, I'm gonna vote Democrat because I think I should. If you ask them policy questions, they're not gonna have much for you. So they don't have much to say. But I'm hearing on the internets about other people, they are not really a fan of Creepy Sleepy. Shout out to Shell Zan, who says, my son saw the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle short, didn't know it was you. He loved. Thank you for that. I definitely appreciate you. Thank you to Apu again, who says, favorite comedians, ABL, Bernie Mac, Jay Farrow. As I said before, I actually went to the same high school as Jay Farrow. He was going there when I went there. I did not know him in school, but I would see him in the hallway. So we went to the same school in Virginia. Shout out Jay Farrow, one of the best impressionists, I guess you would say. Bernie Mac was a good comedian, of course, but my favorite comedian is Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle is the GOAT. I mean, Dave Chappelle is the GOAT because he's added to the cultural lexicon. Juicy smoothie, all these phrases, all these things that he said. Dave Chappelle, Chris Rock, and that's my top two right there. I like Cat Williams too, but I like Cat Williams more for his interviews that he does. Not really for the comedy that's so much. But Dave Chappelle, number one, GOAT all time. Better than everybody, and then Chris Rock, my top two. Anybody else, I mean, they kind of pale in comparison. It doesn't really matter. Shout out to Michael Crislow, who says, can you share Brandon Tatum's I Am a Black Liberal short? Okay, let's watch it. Shout out to my brother Brandon Tatum. All right. Let's and I was watching, I saw this short and I was reading some of the comments and it got kind of controversial. So let's see if I have it here.
I'm a black.
All right, hold on. Y'all give me a second.
I'm a black liberal. Of course I'm gonna vote for the Democrats, although they've done nothing for black people. I'm a black liberal. Although I'm the CEO of a 7-figure company, of course I'm a victim. I'm a black liberal. I hate racism, except if it's against the Jews. Free Palestine. I'm a black liberal. Now, I know growing up in the hood that all the people selling drugs were black and all the crime is black on black violence. Of course it's the white man's fault though. I'm a black liberal. Although I've done my research and more white people are in poverty, more white people are on food stamps, more white people get killed by police, twice as many white people, but white privilege is definitely real. I'm a black liberal.
Okay, Brandon flexing in the vehicle. I see you shining. I see you shining, Brandon.
No evidence whatsoever. Of course I think the cops are gonna kill me for no reason. I'm a black liberal. Although I'm married to a white woman, of course the white man is the enemy.
So yeah, shout out to him. Shout out to Brandon Tatum. I see that vehicle, sir. I see you shining. You know, I'm not quite on your level yet, boss. I'll get there soon. I'll get there one day. You know what I mean? But yeah, shout out to him. Very interesting short. People kind of got triggered at certain parts of it. I ain't gonna say what parts it was, but I liked it. It was good. So shout out to him. Yeah, I see that. Hey, what I saw was that car. I see that. I mean, the short was cool and everything, Brandon, but that car, that's what I saw. I ain't see nothing else. But yeah, hey man, shout out to you guys though. I appreciate y'all. Let's keep on rocking here. Thank you to No White Guilt who says, Happy New Year, ABL. I appreciate you. Thank you for the super chat, man. Definitely appreciate you. Thank you to Killer Queen who says, does Vivek have any chance, you think? No. I like what he's doing out there on the campaign trail, but he has no chance against Trump. Nobody does. Thank you to Ryan Henderson who says, there's only one truth and only the truth. I can't see what that says. Something will survive. Thank you for the super chat, man. Definitely appreciate you. Thank you to, hold on, where am I at? Thank you to Michael Critchlow who says, breaking, Trump takes first shots at Vivek Ramaswamy on Truth Social over lame campaign t-shirts. Campaign calls him a fraud. Yeah. Now, here's the thing about Trump and Vivek. Some are upset at Trump attacking Vivek, but this is why people like politicians. Let me explain. You see, Trump always attacks everybody who he sees as a competition. This goes back to 2016. Remember when he made waves on a debate stage? Everybody was the enemy on the stage. Everybody. Little Marco, Lion Ted, remember that? And then after, they were no longer the enemy. Okay, let's work together. No hard feelings, man. I know I said something about your wife and, you're not even American. But, that's water under the bridge. You are not the enemy anymore. You're not my competition anymore. Now let's work together. But during the process of trying to become the president, during the campaigning, any competition is the enemy. He's been consistent in that from the start. 16, 20, and 24. But some people don't like that because they like Vivek. They want him to be a politician. Oh, leave him alone. He's good, Donald Trump. That's political stuff. You see, this is why people like politicians, because they like people to play favorites. If you always attack the competition, no matter what, but you don't do it for this one guy, you're playing favorites, you're being the politician. That's why normies love politicians. That's why they lie to you, because you like to get lied to. Not you who asked me the question, but normies. They like to get lied to. That's why they lie. They behave that way because that's what you want. Not you guys watching. You guys are much more intelligent, but that's the general norm. They like to get lied to and made to feel good, not actually giving the honest truth. That's the reality of the situation. All right, but I digress. So, make a long story short, of course he's going to attack Vivek because he attacks all opponents. Everybody. Once you're not the opponent anymore, he's the president, he gets in office. Now, okay, let's work together. I might attack you during the campaign and then give you a call and say, hey, be my vice president and we can work together and it's all good. All right. Shout out to Digital Gypsy who says, follow the money, ABL, George Soros and or Carl Schwab. Thank you to No White Guilt who says, Mike Lindell kicked from Fox is to silence him prior to the election. I and others who are right of center, such as Andrew Torba, were kicked from Gemini Crypto Exchange this week, and I think for the same reason. Very interesting. Thank you for that, man. Definitely appreciate you. Thank you to Rockvolution 2, who says San Francisco as a city is a prototype of what the World Economic Foundation and the UN has in store for us, not as the U.S., but as the entire world. Revelation. Thank you for that. And thank you to F Ranger Xbox, who says Epps' wife works for Dominion Voting. Very interesting. Let's keep on rocking and rolling here. The number to call, 434-658-1220. Again, 220. Let's get straight to it. And if Skype doesn't work right, don't blame me. Blame the white man because you know it ain't my fault. And let's go over here. Again, a number to call, 434-658-1220. Shout out to you guys for being here. You guys are the best audience anywhere on these interwebs. Yes, George Soros is still living. I mean, barely, but he's still here. 860, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, Bill, it's F&A Ranger Xbox. Wow, you got popular. God bless you, brother. I tried to get on, especially when you wanted to talk about the 737.
Yes.
Because guess what I want to talk to you about, brother?
About the plane?
I happen to be a certified aircraft mechanic with a degree in aviation maintenance technologies with a 4.0 from the National Aviation Academy. 14 years general aviation and 13 years jet engine mechanic for Pratt & Whitney. First flight test mechanic for the Russian MC-21-300 airliner. So I think I might know just a little bit something on this subject in particular, if I may, sir.
All righty, go for it, man.
All right, on your 737 was a revolutionary, game-changing aircraft in the early days of commercial aviation after World War II. It's the jet age. It's wow. And it can get out to all the secondary cities because it sits low to the ground. It doesn't need a big ladder to get up into the airplane. You follow me?
Absolutely.
But now as the urban sprawl grows and airports now get bigger airports and these things called jetways, now the airplanes are getting taller. But this 45-year-old airframe still squatting on little stubby wheels to be close to the ground. And it's really more of a pain in the butt than it is anything else. But they're not going to spend money on research and development because that's a lot of money.
Right on.
If you look at every single picture of the 737 MAX 8, 9, 10, you will see the fan case of the engines over top the wing. That's bad. That's super bad. Okay, now what happens is when you put jet engines under a wing, it kind of throws the nose up in the air. Follow me?
Uh-huh.
When you destroy the thrust of about 1/5 or 1/6 of your lifting area on your wing, and your engines are now over the top of the wing, now it wants to launch you up in the air. So now you got to have two onboard computers to stabilize the airframe because pilots wouldn't be able to do it. The human couldn't do it. So and my theory is for a cargo plane, the number one requirement is stability. If you need two computers on board to keep your aircraft stable, it should say F-35, F-22, F-16, F-15 on the side of it. What do you think, brother?
I'm not even really. I mean, I don't really understand that part of it as far as the what to call it, but I understand that it's pretty serious if you need computers to stabilize your aircraft.
Okay, well, see, when your basic airframe, it's designed to be a certain length, to be a certain wingspan, to carry a certain load, right? And you can only extend that so far. And then you're outside the safe flight envelope for the airframe. And that's just what Boeing did, to say it, mildly. It's a death trap. I told my wife, my kids are not flying on a 737, 9, 10, 8, whatever. No way.
So
it's a shame.
So the door, what's your take on the door? Do you think?
The door. Yes, I did study a couple of videos on that, and even though I don't work on the 737, I've worked on enough airplanes to know exactly how that door fits in there. That door is a false panel. It's not really a door; it's a panel that takes the place of the openings of the door. Because with a door, emergency door, you also have to have the slide, which doubles as your life raft in the ocean. Follow me?
Uh-huh.
So this panel has 12 tabs on it, or 6 on each side, and the aircraft has 6 on each side. And these tabs, at the bottom, there's 2 pipes coming up that go into holes, and it's spring loaded. So you put this panel in from the inside, push it down and behind these tabs, and then you push it in while pushing down behind these tabs. And now you got these pins. They're not bolts, they're pins. They're held hostage by a castellated nut with a cotta pin, which means you put that pin in there. It's not really holding, 2 plates of steel or something together. It's just keeping that door down in position. They were not installed. So they were not found with the door.
So was that a factory issue?
That's a diversity, equity, and inclusion issue. And that's the same thing as eating up Pratt & Whitney and in their corporate decisions and everything else. It's like a disease. It's like this woke virus. And they want to get rid of the hardest workers, because I have to worry about someone's sexuality. I have to worry about how they feel. I come to work. My wife asked me once, she says, how come you don't say before you go to work? I looked at her, I said, there's nobody at work I want to kiss. I just go there to work. That's all. And there's some really, I'm not saying there's not pretty girls there. There are. But that's not what I go there for. I go there to earn a paycheck, to do my job, to be one of the best in the world at what I do. And I was. I don't do it anymore. But I did. I was a test cell operator. I started up brand new jet engines in the test cell. First time ever run.
Right on.
Shut down $130 million worth of them, fixed them, got them back into service to go on the wing at Airbus. But that door, those pins were not installed. And when you go up, let me see, like it.
Well, I got like.
Yeah. I gotta go. I'm sorry, ABL. I'll go on for hours about this because this is my thing. Anyway, God bless. Great show. Keep doing what you're doing. You're blowing up, bro. Bye.
Thank you for the call. Appreciate you. All right, shout out to man for the call. Most certainly appreciate him. Let's go. 857 on the line. Okay, I lose close sugar on that one. But shout out to you guys. The number to call is 434-658-1220. Again, 434-658-1220. And you guys are the best audience anywhere on these interwebs. I appreciate y'all for coming through. But yeah, that whole door situation is really bad. I mean, like I say, I need $1.5 million for the lawsuit. $1,500, I laugh. I'm going to take it to 857 on the line.
Hey, what's going on, man?
What's happening?
I was watching your video, man. Why I understand, bro. Why in the world you don't get the information correctly, man?
So what's the problem?
About the Proud Boys guys. Things the one that they gave in 22 years. Enrique Tarrio.
Okay, so what did I get wrong?
You say that you did an intensive research about him.
That's not what I said.
Huh?
That's not what I said.
But you didn't do intensive research about him?
I mean,
about the case? No?
Like, okay, so what did I say wrong, though?
Well, you say that he got 22 years, but do you know why he got 22 years?
I read why. It said seditious conspiracy right there on AP, Associated Press. I read it right there in the article. Excuse me, sir. Is that right or wrong?
Yeah, but that's not
okay.
Really
So excuse me. If you're saying I'm right and I read it right from the article, then what did I get wrong?
Okay, this is what you got wrong. You don't know what is a conspiracy.
Look, okay. The question is, did I say something wrong? Excuse me, sir. Did I say something wrong? The article said that he got 22 years for seditious conspiracy. I showed the article and I read it. Did I read anything? Did I read anything wrong? Yes or no?
Yeah, this is the way.
Did I read? Excuse me. Did I read? Excuse me. Did I read anything wrong? Yes or no?
Yes, you presumption.
No. I didn't. Look. We're not going to play games. What you want to do is sir, quiet. What you want to do is say that you want to add context to what I said, but I didn't say anything wrong.
No.
I read the article from AP. You're not going to sit here and say AP's lying. What you want to do is just add. Quiet. I'm talking. What you want to do is add context. So go ahead and add context, but ABL didn't say anything wrong. So go ahead.
Okay. You say that James Ray got the same.
Who? You said who now? Who's James Ray? Who's James Ray?
One of the guys one of the protesters that committed trespassing, and then you make the assumption that he said that he's some sort of informant from the FBI. Is it true or not?
I think that he is, in my opinion.
He's not. He's not. The documents from the court say that he's not an informant from the FBI. He's not. And the charges, you only have one violation, that he went inside the Capitol and he was in a restricted area. That's not a conspiracy. Conspiracy is when for more than two people or more, decided, organize to harm someone or defraud someone.
So when Ray Epps, when Ray Epps incited the crowd of many around him saying, let's go into the Capitol, would that not be considered conspiracy?
No, because there's no plan.
The plan is to go into the Capitol.
So do you have any evidence what he was going to do when he was going to go inside the Capitol?
It doesn't matter, because people who were in the Capitol, who were just, quiet. Look, people who were inside the Capitol with no plan, with no evidence of a plan or conspiracy, still got lots. Quiet. Just shut up a minute and we talk. The average sentence of those who were involved with January 6th is 3 years. People who were inside the Capitol with no plan, with no evidence of a plan or conspiracy, still got locked up. Brandon Strzok was outside the Capitol, never went inside, and still had his life turned upside down. So what are we talking about exactly? Like, let's be serious. Let's be serious. Not everyone who was locked up for J6 had a conspiracy charge, because not everyone planned about anything. They just happened to go in there because it was a riot going on.
Dude, you don't know what is a conspiracy. You don't know what is.
Excuse me. Yes, I do know what a conspiracy is. Yes, I do know what a conspiracy is. That's when you conspire, when you plan to do something. A plan is, hey, everybody, let's go inside the Capitol tomorrow. That shows intent. That shows foresight. That's a conspiracy right there. You can't say it's not. If you do, you were a liar. And on top of that, not everyone who went inside the Capitol on that day had a conspiracy charge against them, but they still went to the penitentiary. So explain that.
That's not a conspiracy. I just told you.
Yes, it is. You're a liar. You're a liar.
That's not a conspiracy.
You're a liar.
You read the indictment.
No, you're a liar. It don't matter what he got charged. It don't matter what he got charged with. It don't matter what he got charged with. Excuse me. Shut up. It don't matter what he got charged. It don't matter what he got charged with. Shut your mouth, because can't nobody hear you talk. I'm talking. It doesn't matter what he got charged with. The reality is, if you say, hey, tomorrow, let's go into the Capitol, that's a plan, that's intent, that's conspiracy. Now, if he doesn't get charged with it, then that was a decision that was made to not charge him. You could commit a crime and not get charged with it. Now, why that happened, I have no idea. All I can think of is maybe somebody owed him a favor, maybe tied him with the feds. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's happening. He hung up because he's scared. But yeah, I have no idea what's going on. At the end of the day, we know that this guy should have got locked up if other guys got locked up too. It's simple. Anyway, let's go to the next caller here. And if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. 215 to the line, we're speaking to.
Hey, ABL.
What's going on?
How's it going? Hey, I overheard you talking earlier. You said Fox News is pretty much becoming irrelevant now.
Yeah, Fox. I mean, my routine in the morning at a certain point used to be I turn on my television, I watch Fox, see what's happening, and then I might watch sports sometimes on TV. But I canceled my TV subscription because I'm not watching sports, because it kind of sucks now, because basketball, 3-point shooting contest, football. It's kind of like watching wrestling, WWE. It's kind of fake. And then Fox, all they do is talk about Israel all the time, or they're talking about some other random topic. They're not really getting to the topics that they're not getting to varied topics that we want to hear about. And their takes on a lot of things are not much different than just regular mainstream media. So at a certain point, it's like, why am I watching this? I'm not really getting any value. And I think that's going to be the mentality of a lot of people.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm one of those people. I kind of developed that, especially after they got rid of Tucker Carlson. I was pretty sorry. I pretty much just kind of fell off from Fox News. I was like, I pretty much haven't watched it at all, honestly. And only if like something like there's like a big story or something like just jumps off, then yeah, I'll check out a clip of a story I haven't seen. But honestly, it's like pretty much after they got rid of Tucker Carlson, I kind of fell off. I wasn't no longer interested anymore. Well, but the one reason they got rid of Tucker Carlson, so I was like, okay, so I mean, even after that, I wasn't really watching Fox News like that anymore. Like the height of the 2020 election, yeah, I was watching Fox News all the time, daily. Like me and my girlfriend, we were. But then ever since that, I watched Fox News here and there. And then once they got rid of Tucker Carlson, I just fell off completely. And yeah, so honestly, it might be true. Some liberals been saying Fox News. Nobody really watches Fox News anymore. It might be kind of true, honestly. Now that you mentioned it.
Yeah, they falling off a lot.
Yeah, and another thing I wanted to touch with you on, what is that? What was that one called? The attack on. Correct me, I might have this wrong. It was an attack that happened on this like base when Obama was in office. I think it said the attack on Benghazi, or I forgot the name of it. It's on the tip of my tongue. It starts with a B. You know what I'm talking about? It's like a base that they. It's like a base they try to cover up and attack the Obama administration tried to cover up. Benghazi. Yeah, I had it right. Benghazi, attack on Benghazi. So I was watching a documentary about that. So honestly, it basically said that Obama and Hillary Clinton, they were getting calls from the base saying that, hey, we have an incoming attack. We're overrun. We have an incoming attack happening, and basically, like the higher ups were basically trying to I'm gonna just jump to the point. They basically were hoping that everybody that was under attack and that base would get killed off, like all the American soldiers. They weren't trying to send no reinforcements. They didn't want to send no fighter jets to provide cover. None of that. They just wanted all those people, all those soldiers, American soldiers, to get killed off. Because they said if there was any survivors, that the secret would come out that Obama had sent terrorists some ammunition, weapons, all kinds of stuff, some weaponry and ammunitions, and it came from the Obama administration, and that would hurt his chances of getting reelected.
Yeah, I don't know too much about that story in depth like that, but I mean, I don't really doubt it.
Yeah, sorry. I didn't really explain it that well, but I had to watch the documentary like 3 times over again to really grasp it. Because if that was the case, that Obama actually sent some terrorists some weapons, and because they said they didn't want to send F-16 fighter jets over there because some of the terrorists had anti-aircraft weapons as well, and they would have found out, okay, so this F-16 was shot down by this anti-aircraft weapon. Sorry for stuttering. And they're going to be like, where did they get this from? America? Well, how did they get their hands on this? So it wouldn't look good for Obama's campaign when he wanted to get reelected in 2012.
Right, of course.
So they also said that was also in Hillary Clinton's emails. That was another thing that was inside Hillary Clinton's emails as well. So that's why they definitely they had an incentive to really cover it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm going to keep looking into it. So, but thanks for taking my call, ABL.
Thanks for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
All right. Have a good one.
Same to you. All right, shots on for the call. Most certainly appreciate them. Let's keep on rocking and rolling. 213 on the line. I'm speaking to.
This is Jacob. I wanted to agree with the Chicago mayor, Lori Lightfoot, becoming the new president of the UK. If you allow me, I can just elaborate a little more on this situation.
Becoming the president of UK, the person didn't even really follow through on their troll. Like, come on, man. Like, let's tighten up. How you gonna troll and get cold feet? That's crazy. 501, you don't lie. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, this is Robert.
All right, man. What's going on?
Not much. Just to kind of piggyback from what the last call was talking about, Obama, he's been giving weapons to our enemies for a while. If you think about it, he gave the Mexican cartel thousands of weapons during Fast and Furious, and nothing happened with that.
That's very true, and that was out in the open. That wasn't even, nobody could say it was a conspiracy. It was right there, and that was really a crazy moment.
Yeah. So what I wanted to talk about was so I watch other YouTubers like a Black Conservative Perspective, and he brought up something that was kind of brought something to my attention, like the like back in 2020 when Biden was first trying to run, he was losing the primaries to Bernie Sanders, and soon as the DNC figured out that he was losing, I mean, who was the first two people that dropped out that was taking points from him? Amy Klobuchar and Pete Buttigieg.
Okay.
So they took those two people out, and Warren, she stayed on to get those people that kind of had the same lines with Bernie Sanders. So I think now the RNC is doing something similar, because why would Chris Christie drop out? They haven't got one vote in yet. Somebody told that man to get out so that Nikki Haley can get his points in New Hampshire.
I don't get it, because why would that actually matter?
I think they want her to, because according to their polls, I don't know if their polls are real, she's at like 32 and Trump is at like 39, and Chris Christie was at like 12%. So I guess their intention is for those people that were going to vote for him to vote for her.
Oh, okay. I see. But I say good luck with that.
And I'm not saying that Nikki Haley has a chance, but I think that is the same type of tactics that they're trying to use that they used in the DNC. Because I mean, the DNC is still doing that because they already got all of these other people that are trying to run off the ballots in Tennessee, Florida, and I think South Carolina and North Carolina, one of those two.
Yeah, but see, the thing about the issue here is that Trump is so far ahead, like 40-something points ahead of Nikki Haley in national, so it doesn't even matter. Like nothing, no rigmarole they're trying to do right now will even matter, like at all. So I don't really see the purpose in them doing that, like to try and conspire, because it's not going to affect anything, because Trump is the candidate.
Well, yeah, but I think their biggest thing is they're trying to do it to I guess they're hoping that something comes out of these court cases, and if something happens, then they can try to keep boosting her up. Because I mean, Fox, as far as I've been looking at politics and all of the different races, I have never seen Fox News like swoon over a person so hard like they're doing with Nikki Haley.
Yeah, it's pretty gross. Like that's part of the reason why Fox they gotta go, because it just, I don't know, all of what they do is just really weird.
Yeah. Well, ready for this new school semester to start so I can deal with some more of these woke instructors.
Oh man, good luck with that.
Yeah. I had one last semester. He, for whatever reason, like I got an A in the class, but he had some kind of issue with me because I wouldn't put that conservative, talking points into whatever I talked about. And I guess he didn't like that, but I challenged him. All right, man.
Thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
Yep.
Yeah, the RNC, y'all know what they're gonna try to do. All this little wrangling, for what? Like, what are you even trying to accomplish? You're not going to accomplish anything by doing that at all. All right, Skype caller, who am I speaking to?
Hello, ABL.
Yes, indeed.
Hi, ABL. Thanks for taking my call, mate. It's Danny. How you doing?
I'm doing well, man. How about yourself?
Yeah, everything's cool. Everything's cool, man. Great show again tonight, as usual, mate. ABL, did I hear that right? Lori Lightfoot's running to be the president of the UK.
I don't know what that person was talking about.
Oh man, I mean, my heart sunk into my chest when I heard that. I mean, she's probably not going to be any worse than what we got, to be honest. So
yeah,
it wouldn't be that much of a change. But yeah, I'll be real quick, man. That guy's got me triggered about Jan 6th, man. I'm sorry, but it's been so long now since January 6th happened. There's so much information now, so many debates about it, interviews, people talking about it, and all the footage has been released now. If you don't see that it's clearly an inside job, there was probably between 100 to 200 feds involved there on that day. I mean, if you can't just admit that was clearly an inside job, then again you clearly just bias and you know what I mean. You obviously just got TDS syndrome, and it's their only shot. I mean, it's their only shot to try and make Trump supporters and Trump look bad. I mean, it's so embarrassing, ABL, man.
Yeah, it's pretty bad all the way around. But the problem is that the regular just people in this country, they're eating it right on up. They're eating it up, and it's like, man, what exactly are we doing? That's crazy.
Like that footage of Ray Epps where, like, I swear he was saying, like, oh, I shouldn't say this because I'm going to get in trouble for this, but we need to go into the Capitol. And then everyone was, like, booing him and saying, like, Fed. It's like, so he literally said that, but yeah, it's cool. No conspiracy. No, he didn't, no jail time. But yet there are people who didn't. Was it Owen Schroyer? Like, he didn't even go into the Capitol, right? But he gets time. And what is it? Ontario put out a tweet saying, was it "Don't leave" or something like that, which could have meant anything. He maybe don't leave the protest or don't leave. You could, but yet they get time. People just strolling into the Capitol, doing a little like walk arounds, and then walking right back out. They get time. I mean, come on now. How can you not see the bias there?
It's pretty obvious to me, but some people can't see what's right in front of their face for some reason.
And there are tons of people still in prison right now, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Still in prison, just rotting away over literally nothing.
So an insurrection where people just walked in there, no weapons, no bombs, no body armor, nothing, no slaughtering people, no slaughtering politicians or anything like that. Just walking in there, taking selfies, and then walking straight back out. And there are people out there like Destiny as well. When I've seen a couple of clips of him talking to Alex Jones, and they continue to call it a coup, an insurrection. It's like, these are meant to be so-called intelligent people having a debate. It's like, again, I just feel like, when you just feel like smashing your head off of the wall when you listen to these people. It's just how insane these people are.
Yeah, it's really crazy. And at a certain point, when I see them talk like this, I just kind of ignore it. But in the back of my mind, I know that people in real life are believing it. I'm like, wow, I don't understand how you can live in such ignorance, but people do it.
Yeah. And as for the plane flight, the money they're offering, I totally agree with you. I mean, I think that 1,500, I think it's an absolute disgrace because people could have died, right? People literally could have died.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, the door flew open, and if someone was sitting close to there, or if they didn't put their their would you belt on or anything like that. That's it. You're gone. You're dead.
Right away, instantly.
And you're telling me 1,500 is acceptable. I mean, that whoever offered that, I mean, they honestly should get smacked in the face. Like, that is so disrespectful. And I agree with you. I think if people can hold out for that money and go through all that process of the courts and the suing, then obviously do that. But obviously there are, obviously really desperate people out there, and they need the quick cash, don't they? So obviously they're going to go for that. But I agree with you. If you can actually hold out, then you might end up winning big, man. So yeah, I totally agree with you on that one.
Absolutely.
All right, ABL, so I don't take up too much time. Great show again, mate. Shout out to the chat, and have a good one, mate. Take care.
Thanks for the call. Appreciate you.
All right, see you, mate. Bye.
All right, great call. Shout out to my man for the call. And shout out to you guys for being here. You guys are the best audience anywhere on these internets. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Let's go. 310, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, ABL, this is Ron from Georgia. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing well, man. About yourself?
I'm doing excellent. Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year.
To all the beloved. Yeah, man, it's 2024, and I think Kat was talking about the year of truth. Truth will come out. And I just say this, man, we've been praying, my wife and I, we've been praying for our country and that the truth will come out because, the more we see about the January 6th and everything that's going on today is totally crazy. I got some friends that as much as I tell them to hear the truth, they don't want to hear it. They just rather believe the falsehoods that are being propagated to us. And just like you said, the normies just don't want to hear it. They just don't want to hear it. And it's sad. It's sad what's going on in our country today. And the thing about it is that even as we see our country being eroded by Biden and his minions, in our country, letting all the illegals in, like I said, is a replacement. It's a replacement of all the people that would want to stand up for rights, and they import new people that want to be taken care of. It's a shame that you showed me something that I didn't see about Chicago, and that they got the people lining up behind curtains in the airport. What the heck is going on? We're putting the illegals in the schools and letting the normal Americans suffer at home. And now we got to go through the airports where we're housing illegals in the airport. It's crazy. You can't even get a stick of gum in the airport these days, and yet we got illegals camping out in there. It's crazy that what we're doing is that we're paying all this money and putting in all this effort for them, and yet our own American soldiers, our own homeless, true American homeless is doing without. And I'm sorry, I don't want to sound like, that I don't want people to come to America. I do. But I want them to come correct, not incorrect. You can't come into my house and sit on my couch and drink my beer without me inviting you in. I'm sorry, this doesn't happen like that. But yet, here we are doing this in America. I'm sorry, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it that my tax dollars are being paid for this. We don't have the money. We're riding on booty right now on our money. I'm sorry, my grandchildren are going to pay for what we're accumulating to right here, right now. Even the money that we're sending over to Ukraine and every other nation that we don't have, we're in debt to China. Like, I don't know what. It's crazy what we're doing to ourselves. And the thing about it is that America, this is our last chance. I believe it's our last chance before we really start doing a major swan dive. I heard President Trump talking on Mark Levin just the other day, and the things that he was saying, I just hope this man was able to get in. I just hope that he's able to get in. I hope the people will stand fast because they're trying to direct our vote. And I'm sorry, I ain't going for it. I'm going to fight like hell to try to get my voice heard, as many people that I talk to, as much as we want to push. I tell people today, America, wake up, stay awake, don't get woke, because we don't want to be broke. I'm sorry. But that's all I got to say today, ABL. I really appreciate you, brother. And young man, you just keep on doing what you're doing because America needs more Americans like yourself, brother. I'm here to let you know that.
Thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
All right, then, brother. Take care.
All right. Shout out to my man for the call. Great call. And shout out to you guys for being here. You guys are the best audience anywhere on the internet. Let's keep on rocking. 781, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, ABL, this is Peter. Well, I'm going to call you ABL because you had me laughing the other week. It was funny, man. You said, my name is Anthony, not Tony. I'm not eating spaghetti. That was cracking up when you said that. Oh, man. Anyway, I'm thinking about the Alaska Airlines thing. You know, a lot of the caller was talking about DEI, and now I want to go on the record for saying I think, as Elon said, DEI must DIE. It's terrible. It's at its core, it's racist. But I'm playing a little bit of devil advocate because, you know, conservatives hate how Democrats, liberals nowadays call everything racist. Everything's racist. We get fed up with it. We hate it. It's annoying because racism is truly disgusting, and you don't want to belittle something as serious as that. You don't want to desensitize people to something that's serious. I think that we should be a little bit cautious with saying every malfunction in any system or organization is because of DEI. Like, I know it's easy to say it, but at the same time, we don't know if the person who may have forgotten to put those pins in was a DEI hire. It could have been a veteran that's been at the company for decades and they had a long day, you know. So I think we should be a little careful jumping to conclusions about just blaming DEI, because it is to blame for a lot of stuff. You know, don't get it twisted, but I don't want us to sound like them, you know, like, oh, it's racist. Oh, it's DEI. You know what I mean? You think that's fair to say?
I receive your point.
You know, I mean, it could be. It could very well be, but I would certainly put it on blast if, you know, it comes out that the person who was doing that job, who was hired for that position, was hired because of race and diversity and blah blah blah. You know, and then it's like, all right, well, this is a big deal. But you know, as far as that goes, I think I don't want us to sound, you know, like, you know, we're just picking on something that we don't necessarily like, you know, like as a red flag. I don't know. And I want to make a prediction here with you, and I want to hear what your thought is. So as far as the election coming up, I've been talking with some of my friends that more conservative, and my prediction, and I'd love to hear your opinion, is that we got two options. We're going to have the election. We're going to have Trump's going to win. It's going to be pretty obvious, and we're going to celebrate. Or there's going to be some weird shenanigans that go on, a pause, a delay, and then whoever the Democrats want to win is going to magically win. But it's going to be so obvious this time because Trump has such a big following now that he didn't have back in 2020. He's got the support now that if they do pull shenanigans, my prediction is that they actually get very much caught this time. What do you think about those two options?
So, I think how can I say this? I think if Trump wins, it'd be clear that, here's what I want to say. If Trump wins, I don't think it's going to be a question that he won fairly. If he loses, then there'd be questions about fairness. Now, as far as there being an obvious thing, if it's obvious, then it's not going to be able to withstand, because people in these kind of conversations, they forget that these are state elections. There's no such thing as a federal election. You vote for federal positions, but there's no such thing as a federal election. So if, for example, there were some things happening in South Carolina that was obvious, now it's upon them to fix that. So I don't think it's going to be anything like that. I think what'll happen is if he wins, it won't be questioned, at least not by us. Maybe they're going to question it on their side. But if he loses, then there'll be questions. But I don't think it's going to be an obvious thing that happens. I don't think so.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. I mean, either way, it's going to be a very interesting upcoming year. You know, it's going to be ugly. I think it's going to be messy and ugly and filled with all sorts of pointing fingers on both sides.
Yeah.
And man, it's just I can't wait for this time next year. I'll tell you that much.
Absolutely, man. I'm ready for it.
Yeah, man. Well, it's getting close to that time. Hope you have some good sleep tonight. Thanks for doing what you do. I appreciate what you do and letting us all have a chance to get our voices heard, so to speak.
Thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a good night.
Same to you.
Bye-bye.
All right, shout out to the caller. Great call. 773 on the line. How much speaker to?
ABL, it's your retired Chicago police officer friend. Thanks for always squeezing my call on ABL. I appreciate it. And to all the trolls, I am aware of my gravelly voice and my heavy Chicago accent, but you keep working on that impression there, buddy. ABL, I hate to be gloom and doom, but you see what's happening over in, at O'Hare Airport in Chicago and all these other places. This is the collapse of our society. Make no mistake about it. That's what this is. You know, the police are kind of like the canary in the coal mine. We always find out first. This is the collapse of our society. You know, before I retired, when Black Lives Matter first started and they announced defunding the police, I never made more money than I ever did as a policeman in my life, as when they wanted to defund us. And that's what's happening now, ABL. For the police, there is constant overtime if you choose. Your days off, you could work overtime. You could work, 4 hours before, 4 hours after your watch or your shift. We call it a watch. After your shift, they have unbelievable amounts of overtime available. And the reason for that is because, first of all, we're kind of shorthanded. But second of all, and more importantly, there's just that much more to police. Look at all the problems that this is causing. I wonder, I want your opinion on this, ABL. What do you think, your best estimate, what do you think the real number is of the people that have crossed our border illegally from all around the world? What do you think the real number is?
It's really hard to quantify. I can't really, I don't know how many. I think that we have at least 35 million here illegally in total.
Yeah, but I'm wondering how many, what the number is that crossed under the Biden administration, because I think it might be higher than I'm even giving estimates to. You know, I'm just saying I'm good with the 5 million or 6 million estimate. I think it might even be much, much higher than that, ABL. But you see the overflow problem that's happening. Here's the thing, ABL. I shoveled snow twice in the last couple of days at my house. It is cold out. There is snow on the ground. These people cannot survive outside. So that's why you see all these things happening, you know, in the schools and in the airport and all these places that they're trying to put these people, because it's cold outside. This is not California. You know, you just can't, you have a bigger problem sending them to the hospitals for frostbite if you didn't do something about them, you know, right now. This is a huge problem with our society. But here's the thing, ABL. You know, in this election coming up, these Democrats, you know, it's ripe for cheating. They'll come up with some reason, you know, the mail-in voting and all that. They want to give people IDs. They want to just give them enough to get them to vote. There's going to be massive cheating going on in this next election. And if the Democrats come in power, we are just on a road to bigger collapse. You know, when you tax the worker and tax them to death so you can give that money to other people that don't want to work or don't work or can't work or whatever the reason is, when you do that, you are collapsing your society. That does not work. It's never worked. It's an economics thing. You know, has anybody taken an economics class to figure out how goods and services, you know, the more goods that are out there. It puts people to work and everything else. This is a huge problem. You've influxed our society with a burden that is it's impossible to fix. I'm glad that they at least have the people in one place, because if the Republicans come in, maybe we could send them back. It's hard to absorb this in our country, at least the way this is going, and we are seeing the collapse of our society, I'm afraid. So that's my 2 cents, ABL. I hate to be gloom and doom, but we need somebody like Trump. We need to get him elected into office and to make some real changes in our country. And if the majority of these illegals are going to stay here, we need to do some radical things where we're back to, having oil and everything in our own country here and making enough wealth for our own country instead of squandering our wealth and giving it away to other places and to other people to steal. So anyway, ABL, thanks for sitting my call in, and I'll talk to you later.
Thank you for the call. Definitely appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right, fantastic call, and that will be a wrap for me. Shout out to you guys for being here. You guys are the best audience anywhere on these interwebs. If you like what you heard tonight, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. I'll be back here, same bat time, same bat place, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so right around right now, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I will put out pre-recorded videos all throughout the week. I'm on other social media platforms. You catch me on Instagram, catch me on Facebook, Twitter, not going to call it X. All those good platforms will be on my website, anthonyblogan.com/contact. You can also find my email address, my email address, all that good stuff right there. This is also an audio streaming platform. This is an audio streaming podcast. You can find me on your favorite audio streaming platform, whether it be Google Play, Spotify, Apple, iTunes, etc. Link for that will be in the description. Or just go to your favorite audio streaming platform and search ABL Live. I should pop right on up. We got a couple more super chats here, but shout out to you guys for watching, retweeting, super chatting, whatever you're doing. I most certainly appreciate you. Shout out to the mods for keeping the trolls in check. I could not do this show without you, so I appreciate y'all. Alrighty, we got super chats right here. Then I wrap it on up, put the bow clean on top. I think it's a Per Pill who says, "What's up, broski?" Shout out to you. I think it's a Rock Evolution 2 who says, "ABL is a debate champion. We need you 2024. Also, he says, like Biden, Nikki is the rep for the establishment. Yeah, Nikki's like the worst of the left and the right, just in the combination. She's bad. She's terrible. And thank you to Chewy Pretzel for becoming a member. I most certainly appreciate you. And I think that will be a wrap for me. So until next time, y'all be safe. I'm out, and peace.